Hello everyone, this is Top Romance. Before watching the video, please take 3 seconds to like the video and subscribe to the channel so I can have more motivation to make more quality videos. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. In her past life, she was the supreme blood clan saint in the celestial realm, but she was framed by traitors and died with resentment. After reincarnation, though born into a noble family, she suffers from a congenital disability, enduring bullying, humiliation, and ostracization. The scene opens with her lying on the ground, clutching her sister's dress, wounded, in pain, and tearfully pleading, "Sister, Hua Hua hurts." He, the arrogant overlord of the netherworld, regards all beings as insignificant ants, yet he is imprisoned in the desolate abyss of extreme mean. He stubbornly resists, his dark eyes swirling with reincarnation, a manjusaka flower between his brows. Not long after, she awakens her original spirit and recovers her memories. Ostracized by everyone, she carries a deep blood feud, walking on a sharp blade. The story unfolds with a conversation between her and her sister. Her cruel sister asks, "Are you willing to go?" She replies sharply, as if with a hidden plan, "Of course." She threatens her sister, "Today I bow before you. If I don't die in the soul's abyss, I will definitely return to take your heads." He, alone, has been solitary for thousands of years. He has no compassion for life. His only pleasure is slaughtering like reaping wheat, watching the tiny ants harming each other, seeing them fight and beg him for mercy. He finds joy without hesitation. Now they can no longer resist. "I'll give you the time it takes an incense stick to burn. You can kill them as you please. Of course, the process must be pleasing to the eye and ear. You must slowly savor their deaths. And then, when revenge is no longer her sole belief, when freedom is no longer a fool's dream, he falls in love with her, cherishing and possessing her. Little ant, I won't kill you anymore. Stay by my side obediently and be my pet." How will their encounter become a raging storm in this troubled world? How will the unruly saint and the Yandere demon lord join forces to fight their enemies and turn the tables? The scene shifts to a bustling city in the Twin Key Kingdom of the Soul Origin Continent. A wedding procession moves forward amidst murmurs. Oh, such an extravagant wedding procession. It's truly worthy of the Crown Prince. The Crown Princess is the daughter of the Grand Tutor. Although the Grand Tutor is not here, his influence remains. On the side of the road, 2 men whisper, "I heard that the Grand Tutor's daughter is mentally deficient, her mind no better than a child's." Careful what you say. Do you not value your life? The grand wedding procession continues, arriving at the Grand Tutor's mansion. Hurry up and follow. We must give plenty of congratulatory money today. In the bridal chamber of the Grand Tutor's daughter, a woman dressed in wedding attire sits primping before a mirror when a servant announces, "Young lady, the Crown Prince's wedding procession has arrived at the gate." She quickly stands up, filled with pride. "To become the wife of the Crown Prince, I've waited so long for this day." Suddenly, her face contorts with anger. A girl kneels on the ground, weeping and pleading, "Sister, don't leave Hua Hua behind." Her sister looks at her with cruel malice. "We didn't mention it, so I almost forgot about you. Anyway, you're about to be married off to the soul's abyss in my place. What good is it for you to preserve your spiritual energy if you're going to die?" She strikes the girl with a palm, wounding her, then ruthlessly stole her spiritual energy. She looked at her sideways and said, "This fool's innate spiritual energy is actually the vermilion bird, a divine gift from the heavens. Fortunately, it has fallen into my hands." Hua Hua lay on the ground in pain, tears falling as she pleaded, "Sister, Hua Hua hurts." But her sister ignored her, kicking her away and shouting, "Get out, you filthy thing." She viciously grabbed Hua Hua's hair. "Don't call me sister. Your father adopted me only to wait until I grew up to marry into the soul's abyss. I've never considered him my father, and there's no way I'd be the sister of a fool like you. Who would have guessed? Now your father is severely injured and unconscious. You're about to die, and I've become the sole mistress of the Grand Tutor's estate." She gloated, "I'm about to marry the Crown Prince, becoming the Crown Princess, second only to the Emperor in the Xianyuan Kingdom. As for you, you can go to the soul's abyss in my place and be tortured to death by that old demon." A servant girl outside, seeing this, said, "Young lady, impersonating her to marry the Crown Prince is unforgivable." She retorted, "Impersonating?" The Grand Tutor's legitimate daughter eloped with a servant on her wedding day. As her older sister, what other choice do I have but to do this? Hua Hua, in pain, struggled to crawl out of the room. when suddenly a figure walked in. Hua Hua cried out, "Help! Save me!" But it was a lecherous servant her sister had set up. "I'm here to save you. I haven't tasted a highborn young lady yet." He pinned her down, tearing her dress. Terrified, she screamed, "Get off me!" Trembling and sobbing, she cried, "Father, Hua Hua is scared." He cruelly said, "So badly injured, huh? You'll have to try a little harder. Don't let me play you to death." Deep within her consciousness, the image of someone suddenly appeared. "Who are you? The seal of your past life has been broken. I am you. You are the supreme blood clan saint, the highest being in the celestial realm." She suddenly awoke, seeing him toying with her. Little beauty, her eyes sharpened. She grabbed his hand directly. For the esteemed saint to be harmed to this extent by a bunch of gnats, how laughable. He reacted in surprise. "Hey, what are you doing? What's going on? Why does she look a bit different?" She lifted him up by the throat, choking him. He pleaded in terror. "Spare me. Spare my life." She snapped his neck, killing him instantly, and tossed him aside, then walked away, head held high. "In my past life, I was betrayed by my confidant and perished in the Yellow Springs. In this life, I was poisoned by villains and reduced to a foolish child. Xiao Huasheng, your ridiculous foolishness ends here." In the Grand Tutor's estate's wedding hall, the wedding ceremony was underway, and everyone praised the Crown Prince. His Highness the Crown Prince is compassionate and virtuous. Even though the Grand Tutor has become an invalid, he still marries his foolish daughter. His Highness is the #1 genius of our Xianyuan kingdom. His strength and character are naturally unmatched. Suddenly, a hairpin flew through the air. The bride's veil flew off. Everyone was astonished. Isn't the Crown Princess supposed to be Xiao Huasheng? Who is this woman? Xiao Huasheng strode in and declared, "This is the adopted daughter my father took in many years ago, my older sister, He Xingding." Everyone was shocked and began to murmur amongst themselves. Who is this? This is the real Xiao Huasheng. Then why is the bride He Xingding? Could it be that the Crown Prince rejected her for being a fool? She doesn't look like a fool at all. Look at her demeanor. I'm afraid someone has set her up. Seeing this, the Crown Prince's face darkened, and he turned to question He Xingding. "Weren't you supposed to be crippled and sent to the soul's abyss?" He Xingding replied fearfully, I don't know. "Your Highness, what should we do now?" He muttered to himself, "She can't even handle such a small matter. If it weren't for the twin vermilion bird spiritual veins in her body that can greatly increase my power." Suddenly, the Crown Prince put on a look of deep affection. "Xingding, don't worry. I won't let you be wrong." "Nanking," she responded, "you're so kind." He then turned and berated Xiao Huasheng. "Xiao Huasheng, you shameless woman. You have a marriage contract with me, yet you couldn't bear the loneliness and had an affair with a servant. Do you think just because your father is the Grand Tutor you can do whatever you want?" Xiao Huasheng found him ridiculous and laughed loudly. "That I'm shameless? Duan Nanking, do you still remember the teachings of mutual benefit and effortless understanding that my father imparted to you years ago?" He feigned sorrow. "If it weren't for the Grand Tutor's kindness, I would have broken off this engagement long ago. How could I have endured it until now?" Seeing this, everyone whispered amongst themselves, "Oh, that's how it is." The younger sister committed a disgraceful act that violated the sect rules, so the older sister had to marry in her place. He Xingding isn't having it easy either. The Grand Tutor has become a cripple, and this foolish girl has done such a shameless thing. No wonder her clothes are so disheveled. The Crown Prince has already compromised so much, yet she still has the nerve to cause trouble. She's become a tattered shoe and still wants to be the Crown Princess. The Crown Prince is truly a righteous and compassionate man. If it were me, I would have broken off the engagement long ago. Xiao Huasheng looked at him with disdain. "Nanking, you're truly skilled, changing your tune with the wind. How opportunistic." He Xingding put on an act of gentle kindness. "Hua, older sister knows you're still young and don't understand things. Father is in a coma, so please don't cause any more trouble, okay?" Xiao Huasheng directly brushed her hand aside and exposed them. "You two dogs, stop your charade." She pointed at He Xingding and the Crown Prince. "You stole our family fortune, harmed your benefactor's daughter, repaid kindness with enmity, and squandered the 10 years of nurturing my father gave you. You twisted the truth, framed your teacher, and now you want to slander me. You forgot our past affection, humiliated your fiancé. You're a wolf in sheep's clothing." Then she turned to criticize the crowd. "And you all, 10 years ago, when demonic beasts invaded from the deep forest, my father used his his own strength to protect you from danger. 6 years ago, the nation's protective barrier was damaged. My father used his soul as an array, defending it for 2 years before it was repaired. 3 years ago, my father risked his life to retrieve the Lithian sword, the national treasure that Zuin had lost. After the national treasure was retrieved, he was critically injured by villains and has been in a coma ever since. The unparalleled national advisor devoted herself completely, yet you repay her with insults, calling her a cripple. You are truly a pack of sanctimonious hypocrites. Hearing these words, everyone felt ashamed. The Grand Tutor truly deserves to be called a great hero. We have lived in peace for too long and have forgotten whose blood and flesh bought it. Let's address each issue separately. The Grand Tutor's daughter having an affair with a servant is also true. Seeing things going too far, the Crown Prince thought, why has this fool suddenly become so lucid? I can't let her continue. Suddenly, the Crown Prince took out his token and declared, by order of the Imperial City, Xiao Huasheng, daughter of the Grand Tutor, will immediately represent Zuanqi Kingdom and travel to the demonic city to marry the demon lord. He Xingding also pretended to shed tears of affection. Although I am reluctant to part with my younger sister, father certainly wouldn't want to see her become the cause of war between Zuanqi Kingdom and the demonic city. Everyone murmured amongst themselves, isn't that sending her to her death? I heard that the old demon of the soul's abyss is a pervert. No one has ever escaped alive. Xiao Huasheng angrily pulled out her hairpin. The soul's abyss? What's so scary about it? Staying here, I can't take revenge. Going to the soul's abyss, I might even find a way to recover my strength. He Xingding turned and asked her, do you truly agree to go? Xiao Huasheng declared resolutely, of course. She threatened them. Today, I bow before you. If I don't die in the soul's abyss, I will definitely return to take your heads. He Xingding was frightened. Nanking, why is she acting like a different person? The Crown Prince was also afraid. She's gone mad. Someone quickly escort her to the gates of the soul's abyss. Suddenly, a Zeno flew down and struck Xiao Huasheng, injuring her. He Xingding quickly feigned concern. Stop. How could you hurt Huahua? Xiao Huasheng said hatefully, Ling Yun, my father, the Grand Tutor's mansion. I will take back everything that belongs to me. With that, she cast a spell. With my blood essence as a guide, vermilion bird appear. She drew out the vermilion bird Ling Yun from within He Xingding. He Xingding couldn't resist. My Ling Yun. It attacked the Zeno from before, catching him off guard. What is this invading my Dantian? In an instant, he was mortally wounded and died. Xiao Huasheng departed with an air of command. Father, wait for me. The Crown Prince angrily questioned He Xingding. What happened? Why did her vermilion bird Ling Yun attack my subordinate? She replied awkwardly, it's too powerful, so sometimes it's unstable. She thought resentfully, this thing even attacks on its own. I must quickly refine it. Meanwhile, in the soul's abyss, a place of utter darkness and gloom, an old woman scattered joss paper while chanting, souls of the abyss, blessed monkeys and deer, Yellow Springs dragons and phoenixes extinguish Chengshang, heaven's great boundary, auspicious marriage understood, auspicious marriage understood. Boundless love locks yin and yang. The auspicious hour has arrived. The soul's abyss barrier activates. The barrier has been opened. The young women were brought here. Xiao Huasheng saw someone screaming, let me go. I don't want to be eaten by the old demon. I don't want to die. You're forcing me into hell. When I get out, I'll make you pay with your blood. She thought, so many people? There are more than 20 sacrificial brides from all the kingdoms combined. Seeing her, the others gossiped, her aura is so weak. She looks so pathetic. Why does she look even more pitiful than us? Xiao Huasheng looked annoyed. Why are you all looking at me like that? Worry about yourselves. Suddenly, someone stood up and said loudly, I am Song Twin, daughter of General Song of Xianyan Kingdom. Listen to me, everyone. The soul's abyss has countless lost souls and vengeful ghosts. If you want to survive, we must stick together. The crowd buzzed. It's actually Song Twin, the 9th level Crimson Genius Girl of Xianyan Kingdom. Why was she brought here too? She has powerful protectors. Does this mean we have a chance to survive? But another person sneered disdainfully. I'm afraid we have dead weight holding us back. Among us, there might be someone whose Dantian is completely crippled. They don't even have spiritual veins. Xiao Huasheng also thought scornfully, why are you looking at me? Worry about yourselves. Song Twin spoke up to smooth things over. Those with strong power, gather here. Protect the weak if you can. If something unexpected happens, it's up to fate. Everyone gathered around Song Twin. Only Xiao Huasheng stood alone. Seeing this, Song Twin said, "You come over here too." "Thank you," Xiao Huasheng replied. The sneering woman continued to badmouth her. "Look at her sullen appearance. So ungrateful." Song Twin, also annoyed by these words, "Cut her off. Let's go." They walked into the dark and mysterious forest. Everyone walked ahead, with Xiao Huasheng trailing behind. Suddenly, there was a disturbance. A monstrous hand attacked, aiming for the sneering woman. Song Twin shouted, "Hey, careful. It's vicious." The sneering woman pulled the person next to her in front of her as a shield. Everyone was shocked. The other woman was attacked, covered in blood, and died. Seeing this, Xiao Huasheng thought to herself, "My bloodline seal, which has been in place for over a decade, has suddenly awakened. I'm still not used to it. This is a special situation. I'll endure for now." She angrily rebuked the sneering woman. "You were supposed to be the one who died." But the woman simply said, "Keeping trash alive is just a burden. It's her good deed to exchange her life for her sister's." Everyone was bewildered. Suddenly, someone ran away in fear. "I don't want to stay here. I don't want to become a ghost and die in someone's place." She hadn't run far before she was also attacked, leaving only a white skeleton. Knowing everyone was scared, Song Twin stepped forward. "Don't be afraid, everyone. Back to back. Why hasn't my master killed that demon yet? At this rate, even if we aren't killed, we'll be exhausted to death here." A chilling laugh echoed. "Killing an old fool is so boring. It's much more interesting to watch a bunch of ants kill each other." "Ha ha ha. Ooh, who's talking?" Xiao Huasheng thought to herself, "I didn't expect the demon's voice to sound so young, but his personality seems a bit twisted." Attacked again, the vicious woman pulled Xiao Huasheng in front of her as a shield. "You die for me." Xiao Huasheng's hairpin flew out, attacking the monstrous hand. Then she used a pulling technique, and the hairpin shot back, piercing straight into the vicious woman's head. Xiao Huasheng thought smugly, "I didn't expect this demonic hand to be so powerful. It actually knows how to counterattack." Seeing this, Song Twin felt suspicious. Was that really just an accident? Her luck is incredibly good. At this moment, the great demon Lord laughed sinisterly. "Among this year's sacrifices, an interesting one has finally appeared. Let's go find her and play." He looked at the blood with a sinister expression. In the gloomy soul's abyss, crows perched on dilapidated tombstones, emitting savage cries. They flew down to attack the girls, who scattered in panic. One girl, unable to run any further, panted, "We can't escape. Even if we can escape the pursuit of these demons, we can't prevent our companions from killing each other." Song Twin said angrily, "Even if I die, I will absolutely not marry that disgusting three-headed, six-armed, blood-mouthed monster. Marrying him isn't about becoming a bride. You're just food." Everyone collapsed to the ground, gasping for breath, except for Xiao Huasheng, who stood calmly with her arms crossed. Seeing this, Song Twin thought to herself, "This girl isn't panicking at all. From beginning to end, she's calmly followed behind the group. What kind of ability does she actually possess?" Another woman sneered, "Why is she so relaxed, making the rest of us look so pathetic?" "Miss Song, you're too kind, protecting such a useless person." Hearing these biased words, everyone chimed in. "That's right. She's always hiding in the back. Who knows? She might even be planning to kill someone. Kill her, or tie her up. In a dangerous situation, she can be used as a meat shield." Xiao Huasheng snapped angrily. "Shut up. Do you want to die?" With a flick of her wrist, she sent her hairpin flying towards the face of the woman who provoked her, startling her. Everyone buzzed. "Am I seeing things?" The level 3 expert died from her hairpin earlier too. Could it be that wasn't a coincidence? Could we all be wrong? Is she actually a hidden expert? Song Twin said angrily, "Why hasn't Master acted yet? Killing people is fine, but there absolutely cannot be a second leader here." She spoke as if to warn the others. Although she had no spiritual power, her speed was very fast, but fortunately their strength was low. If they were on guard, she would definitely be seriously injured or killed. Next time, don't be so impulsive. The others took the opportunity to mock her. "See, no matter how good your luck is, you're still useless. Don't get cocky. You should learn from Miss Song." As expected of the genius girl of Xianyun Kingdom, she saw through it at a glance. Truly remarkable. Xiao Huasheng stood opposite Song Twin with her arms crossed, a look of disdain on her face. "You women are so ridiculous." Then she walked past. Seeing this, Song Twin gritted her teeth in hatred. Just a useless person. How dare she look at me with such disdain? Suddenly, the entire space was enveloped by a sea of blood. Everyone panicked. What is this? Song Twin shouted, not good. It's the blood puppets. Everyone run. She looked at Xiao Huasheng maliciously and suddenly shoved her into the sea of blood. This sudden blood puppet attack needs someone to distract them. Everyone has a strategy, only she has a crippled Dantian. We have to sacrifice a pawn to save the game. Sorry, miss. Xiao Huasheng was pushed into the sea of blood, the blood coiling around her. Song Twin said without hesitation, leave her. Let's run. Xiao Huasheng was surrounded by the blood puppets, but she didn't resist. She licked the drops of blood around her mouth, her eyes sharp, then calmly left. Unexpectedly, the taste of blood wasn't bad. Finally able to have a full meal. She picked up a small puppet and curiously said, I didn't expect this formation to be quite interesting. The group unexpectedly returned to the same spot and panicked upon seeing Xiao Huasheng. Why are you all back here? That waste is still alive. She's not dead yet. Song Twin yelled, no, I can't move. It's the blood puppet formation. Look under our feet. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind blew. Song Twin was so scared she couldn't speak. He's here, she thought. A mysterious figure wearing a mask appeared, approaching Xiao Huasheng and whispering in her ear, such a cute little ant. I should give you a chance for revenge. Use their fresh blood to forge a blood puppet and you will live. How about it? She frowned in confusion. Who are you? He boldly declared, I am the Lord of the Soul's Abyss. Everything here, including your lives and deaths, is decided by me. She pondered, thinking about how they had tried to escape earlier and then provoked everyone to kill each other. The life he speaks of isn't escaping from here. What a mischievous child, so wicked. He lifted her chin provocatively. Why aren't you speaking, little ant? Do you want to choose this chance for revenge? Xiao Huasheng brushed his hand away, annoyed, and said no. He seemed slightly angered. You really don't want to? He turned to look at the others, as if understanding something. This lord understands. You want to strangle the others, because you are a worthless waste. You're afraid you can't kill them, right? He said smugly. Now they have no power to resist. I'll give you the time it takes an incense stick to burn. You can attack them freely. Of course, the process must be pleasing to the eyes and ears. You must slowly savor their deaths. Seeing this, Song Twin angrily shouted, you tricked me. You clearly transmitted a message to me, saying that if we left one person behind, we could survive the blood puppet formation. Just an ant, and you dare to bargain with this lord? The others cried out in frustration, demanding fairness. This isn't fair. Didn't you want us to kill each other? I can kill her as you requested. Let us go. We're willing to kill her. I am too. But Xiao Huasheng remained calm, arms crossed, and said clearly, you all are truly wicked. Then the devil leaned close to her again, provoking her. Did you hear that, little ant? You won't kill them, but they're fighting to kill you. Even though they can't kill you, you'll be devoured by the blood puppets in the end. He stood behind her, pressing closer. His hand reached from behind, temptingly lifting her chin. Now, tell this lord what is your choice. Her face darkened, and she responded gloomily, I say. Suddenly, she forcefully flung his hand away and declared resolutely, I don't want to. He was taken aback. She continued calmly, I say, great devil lord, if you're so free with nothing to do, why don't you go clean the latrines in the Soul's Abyss? The others were just enjoying the drama when waves of green smoke enveloped them, making it impossible to breathe. Xiao Huasheng also struggled to resist. She knelt on the ground, thinking the pressure is too strong. It's a good thing I absorbed the blood puppet earlier and recover a little. Spiritual power. He laughed wickedly and reached out to grab her hair. You are very much to this lord's liking. How about this lord keeps your body intact? What do you say? Seeing this, she flew into a rage and lunged at him. Then let's try it. She bit his shoulder, thinking triumphantly, I am the venerable blood clan saint of the heavenly spirit realm. Even reincarnated as a cripple, today I will use my soul as a curse, transform blood into a prison, and drag you down with me into endless oblivion. He laughed cheerfully, throwing herself into my arms. Then I shall spare your life for now. Seeing him like this, she asked, puzzled, you really are quite ill. They were like quarreling lovers. I didn't expect your mouth to be so hard, yet your body is rather soft. Hey, where are you touching? She gritted her teeth in anger, enduring it that I am the venerable blood clan saint. He seemed to relish the moment with her, joyfully tossing her into the air. Little ant, I won't kill you anymore. Behave and stay by my side as a little pet. While he joyfully caught her, she widened her eyes in astonishment. Little pet, she angrily shouted. I'd rather be your father. Little brat. He looked blankly, not understanding. Little brat? What's that? She replied awkwardly. Little brat is you. She patted his head, trying to appease him. All right, little brat. Having brain problems doesn't mean you're an idiot. I'll endure it. Suddenly, he looked at her sternly. You best not treat me like a fool. But she didn't care, responding indifferently with an oh, then walked away. He pondered her oh. Witnessing this from the side, Song Twin thought, it seems this devil is very tolerant of this pet. If I ask her to plead for us, the devil will surely spare us. Suddenly, something exploded on the mountaintop. Everyone looked up. Xiao Huaxing asked in confusion, what happened? Nearby, Song Twin said triumphantly, it must be Master. Once Master retrieves that thing, he'll definitely come for me. The Devil Lord also said smugly, finally made your move. Have you? Shameless old thief, daring to steal from me. But Xiao Huaxing, unconcerned, said scornfully, what's there to steal in this godforsaken place of yours? He angrily covered her mouth. Such a waste of a mouth you have. He embraced her waist, pulling her close, and lifted a finger to gently cover her lips. Come, I'll take you to see the commotion. The two of them left, and the remaining people began to murmur. The Devil Lord took that woman away. Does that mean we're spared? Song Twin urged everyone. While he's not looking, everyone run. But suddenly, she fell into a pool of blood, surrounded by blood puppets. She struggled violently that I can't die. I must hold on until Master comes to save me. She resentfully thought of Xiao Huaxing. Just a word from you, and that devil would have spared us. You vicious woman. If I, Song Twin, don't die today, I will make you pay in blood at the river's source. The water flowed with the stench of blood and skeletal remains. There was an old Taoist priest. He said arrogantly, a bunch of dead things still delusional enough to stop me? Today I will obtain the blood peach blossom. Hearing this, Xiao Huaxing asked curiously, what's the blood peach blossom? She and the Devil Lord whispered to each other, a treasure of the soul's abyss. She persisted, what's it for? I don't know. This isn't your territory, is it? Why would I want that trashy flower? Above the piles of decaying corpses was a vibrant red flower, radiating energy. Xiao Huaxing said excitedly, aren't you going to do anything? He's going to steal your flower. He smirked that it's just a clone. I'm luring the snake out of its hole. Xiao Huaxing was puzzled. Even a clone can steal the flower? Isn't the original body more capable? He's arrogant, just a useless nobody. Why should I care? The old Taoist priest flew away on his sword, the flower gone, leaving only the stem. Xiao Huaxing yelled. The clone ran away with the flower. Hurry and chase him. But the Devil Lord continued to cradle her in his arms, pinching her cheek. What's the rush? Everything in the soul's abyss is within my grasp. She fumed, indignant at having her cheek pinched. I am a venerable blood clan saint. I've never been so humiliated, but one must bow onto the eaves. I'll endure this. She buried her face in his chest, gritting her teeth. He chuckled. Why aren't you talking anymore? Toys are more fun when they talk. She'd had enough. She wrapped her legs around his neck. Endure your ancestors, you little brat. She was shocked, useless. She couldn't do anything. The Devil Lord pulled her down, threateningly. Little ant, you'd best understand your place. Don't even dream of climbing over my head. His eyes narrowed dangerously. Otherwise, I might just crush you out of spite. It would be such a pity to lose such an amusing pet, wouldn't it? The Devil Lord, still holding her, pinched her cheek again. She was helpless. I've had a cold for a long time now. His gaze hardened, huh? She snapped. I said, I put up with you long enough. She angrily raised her hand to strike him, but in a blink, he vanished, leaving a puff of green smoke. He suddenly reappeared, scooping her up. Almost forgot about you. The real show is about to begin. Carried on his back, she struggled furiously. Put me down. Elsewhere in the soul's abyss, Taoist priests sat around a coffin bound with chains, performing a ritual. They murmured amongst themselves, why hasn't the third elder's clone returned? Has he not retrieved the blood peach blossom yet? Panic not. That Devil Lord enjoys watching humans slaughter each other. Aren't the 20-plus brides this year enough for him to play with? When the seal is broken, we must destroy the original body at all costs. The Taoist priest who stole the blood peach blossom returned, wounded. Senior brother, I'm back. Junior brother, did you get the blood peach blossom? He quickly sat down and joined his fellow priests in the ritual. One of them suddenly exclaimed, he's here. He's found us. The Devil Lord landed, holding Xiao Huasheng's cold. Where is this? She turned to look at him and caught a glimpse of the handsome face beneath his mask. She gasped. With a boom, he landed. The Taoist priest panicked. Protect the blood peach blossom. Tan Yin, even if we die today, we'll take a piece of you with us. The Feng Yun sect upholds righteousness and will never allow a devil like you to harm the innocent. She softly asked him, huh? So you're not an old man? A group of demons sat off to the side. His eyes darkened. Stay where you belong. She sat with the demons, who were ecstatic. Boss is so handsome. Go, boss. Kill them all. The Demon King is invincible. One demon, flexing his six-pack, offered her some meat. Want some human flesh? She wrinkled her nose and, oh no, I drink tea, not eat flesh. She sat comfortably as the demons poured her tea. The Demon King looks like a celestial, but acts like a devil. Not very bright, but not bad either. He faced the Taoist priests, who were now surrounding him with chains. He glanced at her and said softly, foolish little ant, how could you think of my body in such a way? The Taoist priests attacked together. Don't panic. Attack him together. He's not what he used to be. The Devil Lord said calmly, even if I'm just a cripple now, you're all still just a bunch of ants. The Taoist priest persisted. We have the blood peach blossom. We can definitely find a way to kill him. The Devil Lord smirked. Kill me? Just you. With a flick of his wrist, he shattered the chains, startling the Taoist priests. His true body can't leave this place. Everyone run. The Devil Lord chuckled. Run? A chain shot out, wrapping around one of the Taoist priest's necks. The Devil Lord pulled him closer with a sinister grin. Now that you're here, don't leave. Sink into the abyss with me, forever. The Devil Lord stood majestically, reveling in the sounds. Dark copper, cycle of reincarnation, Higanbana between the brows. The abyss of 10,000 ghost bows, the majestic hell demon. The demons knelt, bowing respectfully to him. Xiao Huasheng watched from the side, thinking to herself, so this is the ruler of the soul's abyss. The Devil Lord's eyes were terrifying. He pulled the Taoist priest closer with the chain and killed him with a single blow. In an instant, the Taoist priest's body was devoured by the demons, leaving only bones. Xiao Huasheng trembled beside him. This guy is truly insane and terrifyingly powerful. The Devil Lord turned to her with a steely gaze. What are you trembling for? Afraid. He approached her smugly. Afraid already? He touched her face with his hand. Foolish humans never care about cause and effect, only using their limited knowledge to make malicious assumptions about others. He scowled hatefully. Every time I see this frightened face, I want to crush it. Suddenly, Xiao Huasheng sneezed into his hand. He looked surprised. She brushed his hand away nonchalantly and said loudly, hey, if you're going to be crazy, at least keep your coldness to yourself. Don't you know even cripples can catch colds? The demons gasped, oh my God, she just hit the Devil Lord. The Devil Lord stared at his hand thoughtfully, then turned and walked away. The demons murmured in astonishment. It's actually warm now. He angrily wiped his hand with a cloth. Disgusting girl, so unhygienic. Xiao Huasheng said cheerfully, hey, is there a hot spring? I'm filthy, I need a bath. The Devil Lord said coldly, no hot spring. Cold water, yes. He snapped his fingers. Xiao Huasheng suddenly plunged into a pool of water. Shivering, she curled up. The water's freezing. You hateful brat. Hearing him approach from behind, she snapped, I'm bathing. What are you doing here? He sat down calmly on the bank. In my eyes, you're no different from a blade of grass. Do you know why they want to destroy my body? Xiao Huasheng replied indifferently, no, and I don't want to know. He held a bowl of water in his hand. The image reflected and it shifted to another person. He frowned. Although I can't leave this place, countless foolish ants want to come in. I can't kill them all. I've grown tired of the game. He crushed the bowl in his hand, cutting himself and drawing blood, because every drop of my blood and every piece of my flesh can increase their spiritual power and help them pursue the elusive great Tao. Xiao Huasheng, still uninterested, said casually, after all this talk, what exactly is your body? The Devil Lord's face darkened as he gritted his teeth. What is it? He glared at her with sharp eyes. What are you? She rubbed her head sheepishly. I didn't call you a what. I meant, aren't you already here? He used magic, showing her his true form. Even divine beasts have human and beast forms, So what's so strange about that? But as you've seen, my true body is in that profound Han ice coffin. What stands before you is merely a clone. So that's how it is, she thought to herself. In that case. It's no wonder he can easily reverse the 4 seasons. Just how powerful was this devil before? He suddenly jumped into the lake, embraced her, and said triumphantly, "Now you know how formidable I am, right? Let me tell you another secret," she said irritably. "Who told you to come down here? I don't want to hear your secrets." Before she could finish, he abruptly covered her mouth. "Shoo," he taunted her. "Only by killing my true body will I die, this flesh and blood that the world covets. Then you can enjoy it." He gently nibbled her ear. "As drops of blood fell onto the lake's surface, then you'll no longer be a cripple. Standing out amongst the crowd and unifying the 3 realms will only be a matter of time." He cupped her chin and said with a frown, "Aren't you excited?" Even the Heavenly Emperor would be driven mad with excitement hearing this. She remained indifferent. "You're really good at making jokes." He looked astonished. "I'm not joking." She brushed his hand away dismissively. Not interested. She walked away, scowling, thinking to herself, what's so great about the Heavenly Emperor? He's always wagging his tail like a dog, seeing its master. Beating him up is a daily occurrence. If I hadn't been backstabbed by my trusted aide, how could I have been reincarnated into this lowly human realm? Seeing her like this, he gritted his teeth in anger. What's wrong with my hand today? He clenched his fist. Humans are such insatiable creatures. He stepped forward, grabbed her shoulder, and said loudly, "Humans all wear a mask of dignity while doing dirty and filthy deeds. How could a cripple like you not want my supreme power?" She retorted angrily, "You're going crazy again. I've had enough of you." She grabbed his arm, intending to throw him forward, but he didn't budge. She let go of him in frustration, turning around and splashing water on him while cursing. "You utter moron. My Dantian is crippled. Even if you stand here today, I can't even harm a single hair on your head. Nobody wants your power. Get lost." After speaking, she realized he was furiously raising his hand as if to hit her. She narrowed her eyes and dodged. He quickly withdrew his hand, wrung the water from his hair, and left. She gritted her teeth in frustration. If I could beat him right now, I'd really like to put a sack over his head and punch him senseless. She smiled leisurely, adjusting her clothes. That brat is finally gone. I can finally bathe in peace. She was stroking her hair when she felt something behind her. She narrowed her eyes sharply and looked behind her. Strange, why do I feel like something is staring at me? Xiao Huashing hugged herself suspiciously. There's no one here. Even the wandering souls and vengeful spirits are hiding far away. Could it be an illusion? After thinking it over, she didn't care and decided to enjoy herself. I don't care anymore. I'll take a bath first. This icy spring is full of spiritual energy. It's so refreshing. Meanwhile, the Devil Lord was invisibly lying by the lake, observing her. He thought to himself, this is the first time I've seen such a different kind of ant. I wonder if she's pretending or if this is real. He chuckled with amusement. I'll keep her for now and decide later. If I get bored, I'll kill her. Suddenly, a light emanated from her hand. Xiao Huashing thought with relief. It's a good thing they didn't discover this. If it weren't for the spatial ring my father prepared for me, I might have become the first person to starve to death in the soul's abyss. She chose an outfit and put it on. I have to cultivate quickly. Father is still unconscious. I have to rescue him as soon as possible. She went to a dark place and sat down to perform a cultivation technique. She pondered. Between the eyebrows of the Blood Clan is the divine abode, where spiritual power gathers and accumulates, far surpassing the Dantian. But if I want to master the special cultivation method of the Blood Clan, I must open the profound channels. I have to adjust my breathing for a while to prepare for the impact. The scene shifted to the group of people who had initially arrived with her. Now, they were battered and broken, none surviving except for Song Twin, who was still holding on. She lay on the ground, covered in blood, struggling to get up. There's no news from Master, and the fellow disciples who came after are all dead. Can I still get out of here? Suddenly, she noticed movement. A door appeared. It was a group of servants who arrived, tossing a body down. Just dump the body. Why bring it to the soul's abyss? Such bad luck. The patriarch killed 2 birds with 1 stone. This Yao Yu's death will be blamed on the Devil Lord of the soul's abyss. This place is dangerous. Let's go. Seeing this, Song Twin looked smugly at the person the servants had just thrown down. Dead for sure? Heaven hasn't forgotten me. Thank you. She ran hatefully after the group. Xiao Huaxing, just you wait. But the girl who had just been brought there wasn't dead. She opened her eyes, stood up, and walked across the gloomy bridge. The souls below murmured, "Look, another living person has arrived. There's no life force, a ghost? I'm afraid of ghosts. Help, senior sister. She's heading towards the cave. Should we follow her?" She even dared to hit the demon general. "Do you want to die again?" Unexpectedly, she went to Xiao Huaxing, who was cultivating. She sat beside her curiously and asked, "Sister, why do you want to open the profound channels?" "This is a cultivation method of the profound clan. It's very dangerous for humans to use it." Xiao Huaxing was startled awake. Angrily, she grabbed the girl by the throat and lifted her up. "Who are you?" The girl struggled to speak. "I'm Rong Lianxiao from Divine Bao Mountain." Xiao Huaxing was surprised. Divine Bao Mountain? The one the 4 kingdoms of the Middle Continent all want to kneel and lick the feet of. She nodded. "Yes, sister. I don't mean any harm." Xiao Huaxing thought to herself, not a small background. She released her and asked suspiciously, "How do you know about the Blood Clan?" Rong Lianxiao, still gasping for breath, glanced sideways and replied, "I saw it in the Book of Desolation." Xiao Huaxing was skeptical. "Trying to trick me? How can a human understand the Blood Clan?" Rong Lianxiao said calmly, "Because my spiritual vessel is my brain. It contains tens of thousands of precious books from the 3 realms of heaven, earth, and the demonic realm. It's just that my current ability is limited, and everything I see is random." Xiao Huaxing pondered. The most powerful brain of Divine Bao Mountain. Doesn't that mean she can understand the world? She crossed her arms and pressed. "So, why did you appear in the soul's abyss?" Rong Lianxiao lowered her head hesitantly. "Because I'm not like other people," she said, tears welling up in her eyes. Rong Lianxiao recounted her life to Xiao Huaxing. Her mother died during childbirth. She survived, but without the breath of the living. Even the midwife who held her found her terrifying. After that, her father always thought she was a terrifying monster. He abandoned her like a 10-year-old worn-out shoe and wouldn't even look at her. She lived a miserable life, neglected by everyone, her clothes covered in patches. Then, he discovered that his illegitimate daughter was very talented. To give the illegitimate daughter the position of rightful heir, she was thrown here. Xiao Huaxing looked at her and said with a smile, "You have such talent, your father must be blind." Rong Lianxiao shyly rubbed her head. "My wet nurse told me not to tell anyone about my spiritual vessel since I was little. She was my mother's most loyal servant and the only one who treated me kindly." Hearing this, Xiao Huaxing looked suspicious. "Then why are you telling me all this?" Rong Lianxiao, now realizing her blunder, said awkwardly, "Sister was just scaring me, not really going to kill me." She said shyly, "Besides, sister is so beautiful." Lianxiao has never seen anyone so beautiful. Seeing her naivety, Xiao Huaxing thought to herself, "Is this girl really this foolish, or is she pretending?" Quickly seizing the opportunity, Xiao Huaxing coaxed her. "So, do you want to follow me? I will protect you for as long as I can. We'll make a pact, I promise you." Without hesitation, she quickly agreed, "I do. But how can humans make a pact with each other?" Xiao Huaxing whispered in her ear, "As long as you agree, I naturally have a way to make a pact." Rong Lianxiao looked surprised. Xiao Huaxing embraced her and bit her shoulder. Before Rong Lianxiao could react, Xiao Huaxing wiped the blood from her lips. "The pact is complete. You taste quite good. I almost couldn't stop myself." A red dot appeared on Rong Lianxiao's forehead. She gently touched it and stammered, "Sister, you're a Blood Clan member." Xiao Huaxing patted her head smugly. "You know the consequences of betraying the pact, right?" Xiao Huaxing smiled gently. Rong Lianxiao quickly replied, fearfully, "I won't betray sister." Suddenly, from behind, someone lifted Rong Lianxiao into the air. It was the Devil Lord. "Aunt, what are you playing at? Why didn't you call for me?" She looked at him, confused and angered by his name calling. She glared at him. "Stop calling me Aunt. I have a name. My name is Xiao Huaxing." Hearing this, he immediately said, "Little Huaxing, who gave you that name? It sounds terrible." He infuriated her. She yelled at him, "Xiao, as in Xiao Tap. Hua, as in Sheng, as in Sheng Xiao. Not Little Huaxing. Is there something wrong with your ears?" Seeing her anger, he looked confused. He teased her, lifting her chin. "Why are you so fierce? Your complexion is much better. Your whole body feels different from before." Rong Lianxiao, witnessing this from the side, quickly pushed his hand away and shouted, "Sister, He glared at her furiously and threw her to the ground viciously. Where did this ant come from? Do you want to die? Lin Xiao, frightened by the devil lord, knelt trembling on the ground. Seeing her like this, Xiao Huixing thought to herself, he really intends to kill her. She quickly stepped forward to shield Lin Xiao, saying, Devil Lord, don't be rash. She's my friend. You may have heard the saying, there's a friend coming from afar. Even if from afar, they will be punished. The devil lord finished menacingly. Lin Xiao grasped Xiao Huixing's hand. Both were startled by his behavior. Xiao Huixing thought, this guy's train of thought is truly unusual. She quickly urged him to leave. Ha ha ha. You have something you need to tend to quickly, right? I still need to cultivate. Otherwise, this cripple is prone to dying. She placed a hand on his shoulder, speaking softly, you wouldn't want me to die so early, would you? He angrily brushed her hand away. She sighed in relief as he left. Don't celebrate too soon. I have one condition for sparing this ant. He departed smugly. After 2 days, the protective restrictions on you will be lifted. At that time, the creatures in the soul's abyss will attack you indiscriminately. If you don't want to die, then do something interesting. This lord is looking forward to your performance. Seeing this, Lin Xiao clutched Xiao Huixing's robes fearfully, asking, Miss, what should we do? Xiao Huixing's gaze hardened. This devil really wants me dead. It was only now that Xiao Huixing noticed the flower on her head. She took it down, puzzled. Where did this flower come from? It looks familiar. Lin Xiao quickly replied, Miss, the devil lord put this on your head. Xiao Huixing suddenly recognized it. This is a treasure of the soul's abyss, the blood dahlia flower. She began searching her memory. According to Tibetan records, the blood dahlia flower is born in the river of severed heads, watered by blood and nourished by resentment, nurturing all things in the soul's abyss. They consume it to purify their marrow, and their power greatly increases. It must be obtained by a supreme expert, otherwise there will be a violent backlash, causing the body to explode and die. Xiao Huixing felt as if struck by lightning. She held the flower in her hand, astonished. This devil really wants me dead. The two sat down to think. Lin Xiao rubbed her head, saying, the blood dahlia flower is hard to find. Perhaps he thought it was a good thing, so he gave it to you directly. Xiao Huixing recalled his earlier demeanor. That's true. He said he didn't know the effects of the blood dahlia flower. Lin Xiao, with tears in her eyes, expressed her gratitude. Miss, thank you for protecting me just now. Xiao Huixing looked at her gently and replied, just call me sister. Although I have a pact with you, I won't treat you like a servant. Lin Xiao wept with emotion. Besides my wet nurse, you're the second person to protect me. I know the Blood Clan Pact will also have negative effects on you. Thank you for choosing me, for trusting me. Xiao Huixing helped her up. Silly girl, then it's up to you. The two walked together. Xiao Huixing asked, Lin Xiao, do you know how to open a passage in the soul's abyss? Yes, I do, she quickly replied. She took out a scroll, explaining, as long as this translocation scroll is soaked in the water of the blood river, the passage will open. That's how I got here. She submerged it in the river filled with blood and remains, and finally, the passage opened. Xiao Huixing scratched her head and quickly said, you go out first and wait for me at the border town nearby. Secretly inquire about the news of the Quanji kingdom. If anything happens, contact me through the pact. Lin Xiao obediently agreed. Okay. In a moment, the passage closed. Xiao Huixing was satisfied. This way, Tinyan won't be able to use Lin Xiao to threaten me. Her eyes gleamed with cunning. She wanted to see just how powerful this flower was. Wasn't it supposed to make even a supreme expert explode and die after 2 days? Let me, this venerable one, test your strength. After consuming the blood dahlia flower, she sat down to cultivate. The flower's energy spread through her, and eventually, she lost control. She stared at it in astonishment. What? A searing pain ripped through her. It hurts. Her body couldn't withstand such immense power. All the energy concentrated in her chest. Gritting her teeth, she endured the agony that if I can't break through, I'll be reborn from death itself. Perhaps I can use this to open my profound veins, using my flesh and blood to lure my primordial spirit out of my body. Her primordial spirit, freed from her body, was bound by the blood dahlia flower. The primordial spirit's power is too strong. This body can't even bear 1/10 of it. Then I'll take it 1% at a time. She began chanting, first using a blood curse to bind the flower and her soul within her divine chariot. When my spiritual power increases, I'll gradually absorb it. She smirked. This venerable one has spoken. This blood dahlia flower will undoubtedly be mine to command. Elsewhere, The Devil Lord was resting when he suddenly sensed something. He awoke abruptly. Xiao Huosheng was in a sorry state, her body covered in wounds. She could barely stand, having forcibly absorbed too much spiritual energy. This body is truly too weak. Just as she was about to collapse, he caught her in his arms. "Hey, wake up." His gaze darkened as he looked at her. "After body refinement, your meridians are in such chaos. You were practically courting death." He unceremoniously ripped off her clothes and held her in his arms, regulating her energy flow. He remarked with amusement, "The little ant isn't half bad looking when she's quiet." He removed his own robes, draped them over her, and carried her away. She lay unconscious, tossing and turning in discomfort. She was alternately freezing and burning, shivering one moment and consumed by heat the next. Suddenly, she woke up. The Devil Lord, who had been sitting beside her throughout her unconsciousness with his chin resting on his hand, spoke softly, "You're awake." She looked at the scene in confusion. He suddenly asked, "How does the dual extremes of ice and fire feel?" She frowned. "I was wondering why I felt so terrible while I was unconscious." "So what was your doing? Are you roasting meat or something?" She asked irritably. "Were my clothes?" The Devil Lord replied casually, "They were ripped to shreds during your body refinement. And also," he leaned closer to her, I don't know what you're thinking. "This Lord doesn't eat people." She responded coldly, "I know. Now go away. I want to change." He turned away. "Go ahead." After changing, she checked her internal energy. Her internal injuries seemed to have completely healed, and her power had even broken through to the 9th level of the red rank. She looked at him, thinking, could it be that he helped me heal just now? He still has a shred of humanity after all. Suddenly, a voice called out, "Miss?" It was Lien Xiao's voice, that she's contacting me through her contract space. Lien Xiao spoke quickly. "I've discovered that there will be a spirit duel in Zhongzhou in 3 months. The reward is your father's destined weapon, the 7 Emotions Blade." Hearing this, she gritted her teeth in anger. My father was killed trying to retrieve the heavenly sword for the Twin Key Kingdom. They're actually using my father's destined weapon as a reward for the competition. Moreover, Lien Xiao continued, "Rumors are spreading throughout Zhongzhou that you're immoral, having an affair with a servant, and the crown prince, upholding his oath, had no choice but to marry your sister. You went mad at the wedding and then willingly entered the soul's abyss. The crown prince, being a righteous and compassionate man, not only prepared a funeral for you, but is also determined to win, to retrieve master's destined weapon." Her face darkened, her hands clenching into fists. "Good, very good." Her eyes turned steely. "Duan Nanqing, Ha Ping Ding. Just wait until I get out. That will be the day you die." Her awareness of reality returned. She glanced at him. "Why are you so close to me?" He scoffed. You're the most pitiful creature I've ever met." Seeing him like this, she asked with irritated curiosity, "Why do you say that?" He said smugly, "Don't tell me you think you can escape the soul's abyss." Suddenly, he grabbed her from behind, immobilizing her. "Staying here with me is your destiny." He pressed a finger against her cheek. "That you'd best behave. Don't even think about running away." He then stroked her leg threateningly. "Otherwise, I'll take your soul, turn you into a puppet, and make you obey me forever." He then raised her hand as if manipulating a puppet, and she endured it helplessly. The scene continued. The Devil Lord lifted her face with amusement. "Do you understand? Give me your answer." She seemed to understand him. "Hating humanity so much must be agonizing. You clearly don't trust me, yet you use this method to keep me by your side." Seeing her lack of reaction, the Devil Lord glared at her and roared furiously, "Speak." She calmly brushed his hand away. "Too bad." Seeing her reaction, he was stunned. "What?" She said clearly, "Being sealed here for who knows how many years, with only ghosts and monsters for company. It's normal for you to go mad." His face darkened, and he lowered his head and furied. "A mere lowlife dares to pity me?" He erupted, shouting, "How dare you!" He reached out to attack her, but she quickly caught his hand. "Tanyan, have you ever heard of the soul swap forbidden curse?" He responded sternly, "Never." Suddenly, Lien Xiao spoke up excitedly. "I know this one. The soul swap forbidden curse is similar to the soul locking blood curse. It's an incredibly powerful forbidden technique of the Blood Clan. Because the Blood Clan is a mysterious race that appeared in ancient times, the 3 realms don't have much information about it. Now the Blood Clan is declining, with the only descendant being Xiao Zhaoxing. Don't let her current weakness fool you. In the past, Lin Xiao said dreamily, my master, my Shifu, was feared even by the heavenly emperor. The devil lord, finding her annoying, kicked her away. I know everything. I don't need your incessant chatter. Xiao Huashing sat on his throne with confidence and nonchalantly said, if I wanted the seal of the soul's abyss is nothing. If you force me to stay, how will I bring you out? He was dumbfounded. Leave this place. Suddenly, he found it hilarious. He burst into hearty laughter. Oh, think that I, this lord, would see such a day. Seeing his strange behavior, she thought to herself, he's lost it again. He strode aggressively toward her. For 10,000 years, you're the first person who dared to bargain with this deity. He leaned in smugly, threatening, little bean, you're walking on a cliff. One wrong step and you'll shatter into pieces. This deity would be heartbroken. Unfazed, she replied confidently, then let's wait and see. She playfully touched his cheeks. So, you're over 10,000 years old? Time hasn't left any marks on your face, huh? She moved from his cheeks to stroke his nose. If I were your age, I definitely wouldn't be able to move. Well preserved. He angrily brushed her hand away and turned to leave. She quickly called out, think carefully about my conditions. She felt something was amiss with her body. For the next 3 months, I must focus on increasing my power. The soul's abyss is the best place to train. He stormed off, then suddenly realized he had just passed a mirror. He turned back to look at his reflection, touching his face thoughtfully. This deity's beauty is natural. It doesn't need preserving. Xiao Huashing trained hard every day to increase her strength, starting as an elementary death scythe, hunted by demons and monsters. After a month, she became an intermediate death scythe. She fought back against the demons, scaring them away. But she wasn't strong enough yet. Stronger demons still attacked her, forcing her to hide behind the heart-piercing tree, panting heavily. But just 2 months later, she became powerful. No demon or monster could touch her. With a single swing of her blade, she could slay them. She had become an advanced death scythe, eradicating them all. She sighed, finally, I've summoned the complete death scythe. Although I can only use a small fraction of its power, it's enough for these monsters. Then she cooked it and ate it, complaining as she sat. The fish head is too big. It's hard to stew. I should have grilled it. 3 months have passed so quickly. I need to ask Lin Xiao how to get an invitation to the spirit fighting competition. Suddenly, Lin Xiao informed her, Miss, invitations are sold on the black market. I know the password, but living beings can't enter. Only souls can. Intrigued, Xiao Huashing asked, where is this black market? Lin Xiao quickly explained, the black market is in an independent location connecting the 3 realms. Each extreme point has an entrance. There, everyone is equal. No one knows each other's identity. Xiao Huashing wondered, in the human realm, the soul's abyss is the second most extreme place. What's the first? She set up a protective formation, then left her body to go there. Lin Xiao reminded her, Miss, remember to return when the time comes. She replied confidently, I know. I'll be back soon. She had been gone for a while when a figure appeared. The devil lord approached, touched her, and said with amusement, well, the soul's gone, leaving only the body. His finger was then stopped by her protective formation. He was surprised. She even knows how to set up formations. High self-preservation instincts. Her power has increased quite a bit, but unfortunately, it's useless against this deity. He cheerfully pinched her cheek, teasing, little thing, you're most adorable when you're quiet. He then poked her forehead smugly. Next time you dare argue with this deity, I'll sew your mouth shut. But unexpectedly, the force of his touch caused her to fall backward towards the pot of fish she had been cooking. He was startled and quickly froze it, then carried her in his arms. The temperature here dropped, and she shivered from the cold. He sat beside her again, using fire to warm her, but then he was startled and horrified when he scorched a lock of her hair. Finally, he quietly left, fiercely threatening, don't tell her I was ever here. The demons fearfully obeyed. Yes. At the black market, everyone here was cloaked in mysterious black robes, bustling about. She also wore a black cloak. Seeing this place, she exclaimed, so lively. I've heard of this place, but never been here. I never thought there'd be a day when I'd have to pay for something I want. The sounds of buying and selling filled the air. Bones and skin, monster cores, live totem mortals passing by, don't miss out. She passed by a stall advertising great strength pills, ascension pills, kidney nourishing, and yang strengthening pills. Everything you want is here. Then she passed another stall and was surprised to find they were even selling portraits of famous figures throughout the 3 realms, original reproductions. Lifelike. She took a closer look and was astonished. It's a good thing Tan Yin can't get out. If he came out here, he'd be furious. She inquired, "Do you have an invitation to the spirit fighting competition?" "Yes." "How much?" "I don't need spirit stones. I need someone's life." She was surprised. Whose life? The leader of the Storm Cloud League, Qin Outyin. She thought to herself, Storm Cloud League. Aren't those the guys who tried to steal Tan Yan's true form and were killed? And they're using my father's natal divine weapon as the prize for the competition. Suddenly, someone else spoke. "Young lady, don't mind him, he's a strange one." She wondered, "Why do you say that?" He whispered to her, "Those of us who sell here, whether we make money or not, have to come and go when the time is up, but he's always watching over this place, having turned from a living being into a soul that can't transcend in the black market. Who knows how many grudges he holds? But that's the life of the Storm Cloud League's leader. Who would dare to make a deal with him?" She said triumphantly, "I dare," startling him. She slammed the table confidently. "That I agree to your request. Let's make a deal." He couldn't believe it, stammering, "Oh, really?" Then, the two of them used magic to make the transaction. A 3-year time limit, sworn to heaven. The one who breaks the agreement will die. Here's the deal. This is the invitation to the spirit fighting competition. I picked up this egg by chance. Although I don't know what kind of demon is inside. Consider it a thank you gift from me. She took it and left amidst the gossip. Qin Outyin is a top-level expert. She's a madman to say that, and he's a madman to do it. Suddenly, she brushed past someone and sensed something. This person has the aura of the vermilion bird. Hop Ping Ding. She followed to see what she was doing here. Hop Ping Ding went to a shop. "This high-grade jade is very valuable. As long as you help me change the spirit beast inside, I'll give it to you." Witnessing this scene, Xiao Huosheng was filled with hatred, stealing father's personal jade. "Hop Ping Ding, how dare you?" The owner refused. "No way. You haven't told me what spirit beast you want to replace. How am I supposed to know what level of elixir to sell you?" Hop Ping Ding angrily left, muttering, "Fine, don't sell it then. There are plenty of other shops here." Xiao Huosheng stood outside, smug. Hop Ping Ding had publicly declared that she was born with a vermilion bird spirit beast. Where in the human realm could you find a second vermilion bird? How dare she speak up and reveal her identity? Xiao Huosheng stepped forward and said in a low voice, "This venerable one can help you change your spirit beast. I'll give you the spirit jade. What do you say?" Hop Ping Ding responded haughtily, "Who are you? Why should I trust you?" Xiao Huosheng acted directly. This venerable one could clearly just take it by force. "But I'm showing mercy by offering you a trade. What makes you think you have a choice?" Finally, Hop Ping Ding knelt down and begged for mercy. "Venerable one, I believe you. I believe you. Please spare me. Spare me." Xiao Huosheng thought to herself. Lin Xiao said, "I couldn't use spiritual power in the black market, but it seems I just did. Although now was the perfect opportunity to kill her. How could she let her die so easily?" She said aloud, "This venerable one is magnanimous and will spare you. Changing a spirit beast is as easy as flipping my hand for an expert like me." Hop Ping Ding offered up the jade pendant. Thank you, venerable one, for sparing my life." Within her consciousness space, Xiao Huosheng began to change Hop Ping Ding's spirit beast. She thought, if a spirit beast can be replaced once, it can surely be replaced many more times. Countless people will flock to me for this. She said with sinister glee, "This is the beginning of your living hell." Suddenly, in a place covered in talismans, an old man bound by chains held something that looked like a map of a formation. He was startled when it glowed. "It's the Blood Ancestor's aura." "Blood Ancestor, she's still alive." Chants echoed. "People of our clan, even with a sharp blade at our throats, can bend it. Unafraid of life and death, always resilient. We are here waiting for our ancestor to avenge our blood feud, to fight for everything." He bowed his head in reverence. Suddenly, Xiao Huosheng's tears fell. She was surprised tears. Strange, why am I suddenly crying? Never mind, time's up. I have to go back quickly. She returned to her body. She reacted with curiosity. Where's that burning smell coming from? Was the Devil Lord hiding behind the tree eavesdropping and got discovered? She looked at the EGG.AT first. I was worried about how to get the Devil Lord out. Now it's all good. I can use this egg in place of Tan Yen. The Devil Lord peeked from behind the tree. S.O. She's looking at an egg. This fool is certainly different. Something about hair and skin being influenced by parents. Something about how women cherish their hair. How some lowly woman went mad and killed herself because I touched hers. She took the egg and called out, "Tan Yen, are you there? Get ready to come out." He strolled out, coughing, "I'm here." She approached him and said, "The soul swap forbidden spell can conceal us from the heavenly Tao. Now, I'll transfer your soul into this egg. You mustn't resist during the process, or I'll die. Understand? Then she cast the spell, transferring his soul into the egg. Finished. She sighed in relief. Feels like my spiritual power's been drained. Now I just have to wait for this devil lord to hatch. Hopefully soon." Suddenly, the egg cracked, hatched into a pitch-black chick. Seeing the chick, Xiao Huosheng was amused at so cute. Tan Yin was furious. How dare a lowly creature call this lord adorable? He turned to retort, but only a chicken-like cluck came out. Seeing this, Xiao Huosheng burst into laughter. "What kind of chicken are you?" Tan Yin raged. How could this lord make such a sound? He was seething. Oh, you want to die? Do you think this lord can't kill you in this form? He leaped to attack her, but it was completely ineffective, and she easily countered. She grabbed him. "Oh, I forgot to tell you. When I swapped our souls, I did a little something extra. I made a master-servant contract with this chicken." She enjoyed lecturing him. "If you don't obey your master, you'll be punished. If you don't want to be destroyed in this form, be obedient." Held in her grasp, he thrashed and screamed internally. "Humans are truly untrustworthy. I want to kill you, you vile woman." The entire way, the devil lord kept chattering, "Chirp, chirp, chirp." Xiao Huosheng complained irritably, "Hey, stop chirping. My head is about to explode." Perched on her shoulder, he whined, "Unless you give this lord a different body. I don't want to be this chirping lump. Right now, only animal bodies are usable. Stop being picky." But he continued to complain, "Chirp," and she pinched his beak shut. "Even so, I can use the spiritual power of the contract to change your form." She transformed him into a small boy. "Better now? This is passable." Suddenly, her eyes widened in shock. "Why is my hair so short? It's literally withered. It means my divine body is damaged, but I don't feel anything unusual." She angrily questioned him, "Unless this was your doing." He looked startled and afraid. He feigned collapsing to the ground, yelling, "Ow. It hurts." There must have been something wrong with the transformation. "This lord feels very uncomfortable." She looked at him, her voice lowered. "I wasn't sure it was you, but now I'm 100% certain." He retorted angrily, "So what if it was this lord? What can you do about it? This lord not killing you is already a great mercy." He turned away sulkily. The barrier is open. On the other side is the human world. Zhongzhou. She urged him, "Come on. Lian Xiao is waiting for me at the inn." He stepped out, bewildered by the scene. Before him, seeing his reaction, Xiao Huosheng felt a pang of pity. She actually felt a bit of sympathy for him. Trapped in the soul's abyss for so long, this was his first time out. No matter how powerful he was, he would be disoriented. Colorful butterflies fluttered around him. He seemed surprised as one landed right in front of him, but then in a flash, he snatched it up and tore it in half, viciously throwing it to the ground. "Filthy insect! How dare you bump into my nose?" Seeing this, she was ashamed of her earlier sympathy. She turned away, abandoning her compassionate impulse. Respect is fate. A psychopath doesn't deserve sympathy. Arriving at the bustling market street, Lian Xiao appeared, calling out to her cheerfully, "Miss, let's go to the inn to eat." The guests looking at them from over there gossiping. A woman sitting opposite said, "Your Highness, that demonic beast is so cute. I want it." They walked to Xiao Huosheng's table. "This king is Han Tu, Prince of Yuanshan Kingdom. This is Minister Lu's daughter, Lun Yinyin. Yinyin, look at these demonic beasts of yours. Name your price, miss. This king won't haggle." The woman said smugly, "Knowing our identities, you should have offered them with both hands, shouldn't you?" The three people at the table were speechless after hearing this. They didn't pay any attention to the two, continuing to enjoy their meal leisurely. He thought with contempt, "Just relying on your family background, you dare to covet this lord? Trash." Seeing their reaction, the woman became furious that you're courting death. "How dare you look down on our prince? Someone kill her for me." Seeing the group approaching, about to attack, Xiao Huosheng stood up and decisively threw a dart, killing one of them. The others were stunned. Xiao Huosheng killed a servant with just one move. Everyone there panicked and shouted, "Murder! Murder!" The woman put on a weak expression. "Your Highness, protect me." Xiao Huosheng remained calm. "Shopkeeper, a new pair of chopsticks, please." Seeing the unfavorable situation, the prince thought to himself, "I thought she was a good-for-nothing with a depleted dantian, but unexpectedly, she could kill my guard with one move. Instead of making an enemy, it's better to make an ally." He bowed his head and said clearly, "So, miss, you were concealing your identity. I was rude just now. We are all cultivators participating in the Spirit Star battle. Would you like to join us?" But the woman remained arrogant. How can a country bumpkin be worthy of joining us? We still have to go to Twin Key Kingdom to attend a funeral, have her hand over the demonic beast, and quickly get lost. The prince shouted, "Don't be rude." Xiao Huosheng glanced at Lin Xiao curiously. "A funeral in Twin Key Kingdom? Whose?" "That person's, young miss." The devil lord opened his eyes. He stretched and yawned. Xiao Huosheng sighed. This little devil suddenly woke up. He can really hear us talking, can't he? Devil? Little devil? "Miss, are you talking about the devil lord?" Looking at his appearance, the woman was infatuated. What a cute divine beast. Today, I must have him at any cost. He looked at her with disdain, not taking her seriously. Delusional insect. The prince bowed elegantly and said, "Miss, would you agree to come with me?" The devil lord glared at her angrily. "If you dare let this insect touch you, I will immediately send you to hell with him." She placed the teacup in his hand and turned to leave. "All right, then let's go quickly." In Twin Key Kingdom, they sat together in a carriage. Prince Han, too, with unclear intentions, spoke up, "Miss, your hair is messy." He reached out to fix it for her, but she quickly dodged. She firmly stated, "Men and women shouldn't touch each other casually. Your Highness, please be respectful." At this, Lun Yin became furious. "I can't let this slut seduce the prince." She clung to his arm and said softly, "Your Highness, I heard that Duan Nanjing has manifested a second spirit vein, an extraordinary one. That's why he confidently declared he'll secure the top position and retrieve his master's 7-star blade." Xiao Huosheng scoffed. "Where would that idiot get 2 spirit veins? He's probably targeting He Pingting's vermilion bird spirit vein." Ling Qiao asked, "Miss, isn't that the spirit vein that was taken from you? Aren't you worried?" She replied calmly, "I'm more than happy to have someone compete to nurture my precious vermilion bird spirit vein." The carriage arrived at the Grand Tutor's residence, the former imperial residence. Xiao Huosheng, cloaked in black, strode in. "Father, I'm back." Inside the residence, it was chaotic. He Pingting was putting on a show, hugging a coffin and wailing, "Wah, my sister, my poor sister. I should have stopped you, sister. I would rather die than let you go to the soul's abyss." It was time for the funeral procession. The crown prince and He Pingting put on a sorrowful act. She sobbed dramatically, while he comforted her. "Tinger, please restrain your grief. It's time for the funeral. Your sister's soul in heaven won't be able to rest with you, so heartbroken." Servants carried the coffin out for the procession, and everyone gossiped. That fool stole it herself. After going mad, she ran into the soul's abyss to die. And to think, the crown prince and crown princess are even holding a funeral for her. How incredibly magnanimous. Seeing this, He Pingting was filled with smugness. Suddenly, the coffin exploded. Xiao Huosheng emerged, walking forward imposingly. "My own funeral, and you didn't invite me? Isn't that a bit rude?" Everyone was stunned. He Pingting stammered in shock. Hua, sister, why are you here?" The surrounding people erupted in murmurs. "Xiao Huosheng? Wasn't she dead? This is Xiao Huosheng? How is this possible? That's the soul's abyss. No one can survive leaving that place." Xiao Huosheng stepped forward, confronting them. "What? Were you hoping I was dead? My dear older sister." He Pingting and the crown prince put on a show of concern. "Hua, you misunderstood. I'm overjoyed you're alive. You have no idea how heartbroken your sister was crying just now." Lun Yin, standing there watching the drama unfold, commented on Xiao Huosheng. "So that's the foolish 7th Mississippi. No wonder she could escape the soul's abyss. Did she seduce some old devil? What a disgrace." Prince Han Tu's face darkened. "I thought she was a noble lady, but she's just a rogue. How dare she pretend to be virtuous in front of me? That slut." Xiao Huosheng glared at him with hatred. She approached He Pingting, who recoiled in fear. Her eyes are so scary. "Sister, what are you doing?" Xiao Huosheng's demeanor became menacing as she threatened He Pingting. "I told you, don't let me escape the soul's abyss alive." Suddenly, a voice boomed. "The Emperor of Twin Key Kingdom arrives." Everyone respectfully knelt down to pay their respects, including the crown prince and He Pingting, father. But only Xiao Huosheng remained standing, looking on defiantly. The emperor said cheerfully, "So, her is unharmed. That's truly something to celebrate." She replied provocatively, "Celebrate? What does your majesty find so joyous? What is there to celebrate?" Seeing this, the crowd began to murmur. How dare she provoke the emperor? I heard that after being caught in the act of adultery during the crown prince's wedding, the shock turned her from a fool into a lunatic. The crown prince and he Pingting, still kneeling, turned to criticize her. Xiao Huosheng, how dare you disrespect my father? Audacious. Huahua, you are also a citizen of Twin Qi Kingdom. Why don't you pay your respects to his majesty? She laughed triumphantly. Even the heavenly emperor wouldn't make me kneel. How are you lot worthy of my respect? The devil lord, standing to the side, commented, indeed, she doesn't even kneel to me. Bunch of insects. Ling Xiao, standing beside him, rubbed her head awkwardly. I feel like the devil lord has become younger and more naive. The crown prince stood up haughtily. Xiao Huosheng, I gave face to the grand tutor and held a funeral for you. Not only are you ungrateful, but you dare to disregard the imperial authority and publicly humiliate my father. He ordered, someone, take this mad woman to the dungeon. Yes, the servants hadn't even gotten close before they were pierced to death by ice shards. She turned around suspiciously. I haven't even made a move. Ice-based magic. It's Tan Yin. Within her spiritual space, he complained casually, I'm sleepy. Hurry it up. Everyone was astonished. The crown prince and he Pingting's faces darkened in disbelief. What kind of demonic art is this? Since when did Xiao Huosheng become so powerful? She declared angrily, today I'm only here to take my father and settle the score with the Grand Tutor's household. As for your debts, I'll settle them at the Spirit Duel Tournament. She set up a formation around the residence. The Grand Tutor's servants, a total of 97 people. Thieves who profited, one who harmed my father, 3 accomplices to the enemy, 26 others. All were killed by her with a single move. She took out her death scythe. At this moment, she looked terrifying, her eyes flashing a ferocious red. Those who betray their masters for glory, those who are disloyal and unrighteous, will be shown no mercy. The entire Grand Tutor's residence was stained with blood, corpses strewn across the ground. An old woman crawled out, crying, they're dead, all dead. I don't want to die. Save me. She pleaded with Xiao Huosheng. Miss, please spare me. I beg you to spare me. She helped the old woman up. You were loyal to the Grand Tutor, but you never looked down on me. Not only will I not kill you, but I will also ensure your safety for the rest of your life. Finally, she went to her father's side, gently took his hand, and called out to him. Her father lay motionless on the sickbed. I've come to take you home. She covered her father with her black cloak and carried him away. The loyal servants called out tearfully, Master, please take care. She declared resolutely, the play is over. The players are gone. You are all loyal to my father. Divide the belongings in this residence amongst yourselves and go your separate ways. Suddenly, a loud command came from outside. Come quickly. Stop her. She was stopped. She angrily broke through the circle, shouting, get out. The surrounding crowd buzzed. This demoness is formidable. To be able to leave a place like the Soul's Abyss, she must have a devil backing her. Seeing her leave like this, he Pingting thought deeply. The old immortal isn't here. I won't be the Grand Tutor's adopted daughter anymore. I can't let them leave. She gently tugged at Xiao Huosheng's cloak, stopping her. Father has dedicated his life to the nation. He's the Grand Tutor of the entire Twin Qi Kingdom. You can't just take him away. The hood of the cloak slipped down, revealing the Grand Tutor's face. Everyone gasped. This is the Grand Tutor. Heavens, how'd he end up like this? Xiao Huosheng adjusted the cloak, covering him again. Angrily, she said, beneath this cloak is my father's last shred of dignity, and it is also proof of your ingratitude. From this moment on, my father, Xiao Zong, is no longer the Grand Tutor of Twin Qi Kingdom, and I, Xiao Huosheng, will have nothing to do with you thieves. We will be sworn enemies. She pulled out a dagger, startling he Pingting. She raised her hand and made a cut, declaring, let this be my oath. In the coming spirit war, I await your heads. Then, she turned to leave. The crown prince rushed to support he Pingting. Pingting! Suddenly, from a luxurious carriage nearby, a voice rang out. It was worth the journey to witness this scene in Twin Qi Kingdom. How interesting. Your Majesty, where does this woman get the confidence to confront an entire nation? I'm also very curious. The person in the carriage was none other than Emperor Han Suo Fei of Yuanshan Kingdom. He spoke with amusement. It seems this year's Spirit War will be much more interesting than previous years. Meanwhile, Xiao Huosheng reached the forest. She laid her father on a rock. Father, don't worry. I will definitely find a way to cure you. She sadly held his hand, lost in thought. But how can I wake father before his body gives out? Then, she stood up and turned around. Ling Xiao's eyes sparkled with admiration. "Miss, you were so cool just now. It was so satisfying." She replied softly, "It was all right, but it still feels like something's missing." Suddenly, she realized, Tan Yen, where is he? Oh no, I left him behind. With his petty nature, he's definitely going to be furious. Here, Ling Qiao held out what appeared to be a chicken. Perhaps the Devil Lord's powers are limited in the human realm. After using his power, he fell unconscious and turned into this. She sighed in relief. Finally, some peace. He stared intently at her chest, thinking, this place looks soft, very suitable for this lord to sleep. Then he burrowed in. Xiao Huosheng exclaimed in surprise and anger. You pervert! What are you doing in there? Xiao Huosheng, furious, threw him out. Get out of there, he yelled. This lord knows how to prolong your father's life. She immediately coaxed him back, holding a fan in one hand and a glass of water in the other, attending to him. Tan Yen, please tell me. He lay there, enjoying her service, and said casually, first, do this and then do that. Find a high-grade spirit stone with his aura and transfer his soul into it. As for his body, place it inside the ring and freeze it to preserve it. Wait until you find a way to awaken your father. Then combine his soul and body back together. She quickly followed his instructions. She pondered, father has been harmed like this. The longer I live, the more I understand how dirty people's hearts can be. Sometimes, I really can't control my desire to kill them all. The Devil Lord grumbled. Just gouge out your eyes, and you won't see anymore. They bickered back and forth. You're so cruel. He continued to provoke her. Pierce your eardrums, and you won't hear anything anymore. Suddenly, something felt strange. The smell of blood is too strong. The Devil Lord still wouldn't stop. Cut off your nose, and you won't smell anything anymore. He was driving her crazy. She yelled at him, you don't speak when you sleep. You don't speak when you eat. Are you a watering can? Are you crazy? He replied calmly, you know I'm crazy, yet you still ask. Be careful. This lord might have a fit and kill you. She was exasperated. This time, I met someone who actually admits to being crazy. Fine, you're amazing. This young lady bows down to you. Seeing her current state, Ling Qiao was secretly delighted. When Miss was still at the Grand Tutor's residence, she always had an almost demonic aura around her. Fortunately, after arguing with the devil, that wicked aura had dissipated. Afterward, they all proceeded deeper into the forest of despair. Miss, the smell of blood is coming from this direction. There are many powerful demons here. We must be careful. Xiao Huosheng felt it was strange. Let's go in and take a look. The smell of blood isn't unusual, but for me to be able to smell it this strongly, that's very strange. Going further inside, they saw corpses scattered all over the ground. It stinks. Xiao Huosheng thought to herself, the smell of blood is so strong it makes me nauseous. But why can't I suppress this desire to drink blood? Ling Qiao examined the surroundings. The demonic energy here, the concentration of it, doesn't seem like it's from a demonic creature. It's likely a demonic cultivator who recently turned. Suddenly, a streak of red energy flew into Xiao Huosheng's eyes. This place isn't safe. Let's go. Suddenly, a whip lashed out. Bitch! She quickly grabbed and yanked the whip. It's you again. It was the woman from before. She said arrogantly, you ungrateful bitch. If it weren't for the prince insisting on finding you, who would want to run into this godforsaken place? Ranair, don't be rude. The prince put on a refined air. Didn't we agree to go to the spirit war together before? Why did Miss Xiao leave ahead? I had a hard time catching up. Xiao Huosheng angrily let go of the whip, causing the woman to fall to the ground. Don't bother me. She turned to leave, but the woman stopped her, shouting, we've heard there's a demonic cultivator here. You're not eliminating demons and upholding righteousness, but instead, you want to run away. You damn bitch. All you know is how to seduce people. Xiao Huosheng turned around and slapped the woman, sending her tumbling to the ground. The woman sat on the ground, clutching her cheek and cursing, bitch, you dare hit me. At this moment, Xiao Huosheng's eyes turned red, and red veins appeared on her face. She threatened fiercely, I've been putting up with you for a long time. If you want to die, just say the word. Ah! The woman screamed and lunged at her. Bitch, I'll kill you. But before she could do anything, Xiao Huosheng grabbed her hand, choked her, and threw her directly into the pile of corpses. The woman sat there, crying in frustration. The prince approached, intending to help her up. Ran air, but couldn't stand the stench and started retching. Xiao Huosheng couldn't control herself. Stop. Xiao Huosheng, leave this place immediately. Your current state is wrong. She directly pulled Ling Qiao away from the area. Go! Reaching the edge of the forest of despair, Xiao Huosheng gasped for breath. Ling Qiao anxiously inquired, Miss, what's wrong with you? She urgently shouted, Get away from me. Run as far as you can. Hurry. Ling Xiao's eyes welled up with tears. Miss, in this state, how can I leave you with peace of mind? Imagining her as food. Miss, please feel free to enjoy me. Xiao Huosheng moved closer directly. I can't hold back anymore. She was about to bite Ling Xiao, but the Devil Lord suddenly appeared and slashed her, stopping her. At this moment, the red in her eyes faded. The Devil Lord had also returned to his original form and carried her away. He gave Ling Xiao a stony glance. TSK, one awkward scene of walking on. We'll settle the score when we get back. Ling Xiao was left bewildered and confused. He carried her to Umming Pond, a dark place under a cliff where sparks flickered. Below was a pool of crimson water. She angrily questioned him from his shoulder. Why did you appear in the human realm? If the heavenly Tao discovers you, you'll die. He set her down and placed her hand on his chest. What you see isn't my true form. I only temporarily upgraded this animal body to an adult form. Otherwise, how could I have woken you? She lowered her head helplessly. Why did you bring me here? There's a bug under this Umming Pond. I'll get some of its blood for you to drink. I don't want to walk in on that again. She glanced down at the water curiously. Bug? What kind of bug? Is it enough to even get stuck in my teeth? Suddenly, a ferocious dragon flew up. The Devil Lord sarcastically quipped, This isn't enough? Your teeth must be pretty big then. Xiao Huosheng wondered, There's a dragon at the border of Zhongzhou? The Devil Lord replied casually, Dragons have 4 claws. It only has 2. This Jiaolong hasn't fully transformed into a dragon yet. It roared angrily, I'm the strongest demon in the forest of despair. How dare you make such frivolous remarks about me? It immediately raised its sharp claws, preparing to attack. Him. He gave a stony look. Open your eyes and see who I am. It was startled. Tan Yen. It immediately fled. Seeing this, Xiao Huosheng quickly said, It's running away. But he wasn't the least bit hurried that IT can't escape. He snapped his fingers, causing the entire area to freeze. The Jiaolong under the pond fumed. Damn it, I thought he was still sealed. I haven't even transformed into a dragon yet, and he's already broken free. It cried out in frustration. After cultivating for thousands of years, I still can't escape this life of being bullied. Out of the forest of despair, the dragon transformed into a small form. The Devil Lord held it in his hand and said, Dragon blood is the best way to suppress your bloodlust. Although the Jiaolong is just a defective product, it still has the bloodline of a dragon. From now on, carry it with you as a walking blood bag. Don't show your bloodthirsty eyes to others. Hearing his words, it was furious. Defective product? Walking blood bag? Are these words a person should utter? He directly tied it on her wrist. She was surprised. I thought this stubborn brat didn't know about the existence of vampires. Now it seems he understands very well. Tears welled up in her eyes as she thought. He knew, but he didn't care. It's me who was too confident. Or perhaps, from the very beginning, I subconsciously trusted him. He was puzzled. Why is she staring at me like that? Has she fallen for me? Impossible. At times like these, she's either trying to trick me or wants me to help her with something. Could it be she's not satisfied with the Yin Long Jiao? She just said it wasn't enough to fill the gaps between her teeth. So that's it. She wants more than this. He held it out directly in front of her. Fine. If you want to eat it, then eat it. This lord can find you another one. She dodged in astonishment. Who wants to eat this ugly thing? My tastes aren't that bizarre. The Jiaolong angrily thought. Why are you two flirting while I'm the one getting hurt? She happily accepted it, so it can talk, rather than being played to death by that devil. Following this young lady is a bit safer. She happily stroked its head. From now on, you're in charge of supplying me with blood. When I regain my strength, I'll form a contract with you. You'll understand what it means to rise to the top. The Jiaolong was moved. Thank you, Mississippi. You are the kindest person I've ever met. Then the two of them left together. The Jiaolong thought darkly. Just a measly human wanting to form a contract with me. As long as I can hold out until she dies, I can return to my good old days. Back at the residence, Ling Qiao said joyfully, Miss, you're finally back. The Devil Lord immediately stepped forward to block her. keeping some distance from her. This lord told you, don't let me catch you again. Xiao Huasheng angrily yelled at him. Are you crazy? Who did you learn that from? He replied meekly, that's what that idiot we met in Twin Key Kingdom said. Her face darkened as she thought about Duan Nanjing. He manipulated me and everyone else. I just wish I had died in the soul's abyss. She crossed her arms and asked him, what about you? Would you mind a woman who isn't pure? He replied indifferently, of course I wouldn't mind. Right, you don't even understand the matters between men and women. He frowned and hesitated. But if that woman were you, I would stand before you and turn all those who touched you into pigs. He domineeringly approached her, lifted her chin, and looked at her as he spoke. She was stunned, thinking to herself, does this stubborn brat have a possessive streak for his toys? This is an inexplicable threat. Suddenly, his body began to shrink. So sleepy, I can feel my spiritual power rapidly decreasing. Why does it have to be now? Suddenly, he grabbed the collar of her shirt at her chest. She pushed him away in shocked fury. Don't think that just because you've turned into a child, you can touch my chest. She was about to retaliate when, unexpectedly, he had transformed back into a chicken, lying on the ground snoring. She then continued to walk out of the forest. Miss, everyone says the forest of despair is extremely dangerous, but we've already reached the outside and haven't seen a single demon or monster. It's strange. Hearing this, the Jiaolong scoffed internally. It's not that you're lucky, it's this old man's ability, you fools. Suddenly, that prince showed up again, Miss Xiao. Lin Xiao immediately complained. Why is it him again? He's clingy like a leech. Xiao Huasheng pulled Lin Xiao along, saying, ignore him, let's go. He called after them. I already promised I wouldn't bring up the past. Come with us. There are many monsters here. This prince is worried for your safety. Xiao Huasheng turned back and glared at him with hatred. Not bring up the past. She called me a slut who seduces others. It's her good fortune I didn't kill her. Stop following us like a dog. If you bother me again during the spirit fighting competition, watch out for your dog life. Ew. She turned and left resolutely. The prince's face darkened with rage. Despicable slut, you dare humiliate this prince again and again. At the spirit fighting competition, I will make you kneel at my feet and beg for mercy. 1 month later, Xiao Huasheng arrived at Fengyan League. Miss, this is the main city of Fengyan League. It's even more prosperous than the royal capitals of the 4 kingdoms. She poked the devil lord who was sitting on her shoulder. How long are you going to pretend to be sick? You've clearly been able to transform for a long time now. He replied stubbornly, I won't. This lord doesn't want to walk. She went to the registration area for the spirit fighting competition. Name, Xiao Huasheng, age 17. Which country? Independent cultivator, not affiliated with any country. The registrar paused in surprise. Your spirit badge. As she was about to take her spirit badge, a hand reached out and snatched it. The surrounding crowd began to murmur. Isn't that the daughter of General Xianyun of the Xianyun Kingdom, Song Xian? She's also the disciple of the 3rd elder of Fengyan League. Not only is her strength exceptional, she also possesses the Ice Sword, which can greatly enhance her combat abilities and spiritual power. No wonder she was able to escape from the Soul Abyss on her own. It seems this spirit fighting competition will be extremely fierce. She said haughtily, Xiao Huasheng, right? A shameless hussy, taking refuge with an old demon. Even if you change your appearance, I still recognize you. Xiao Huasheng didn't back down and replied calmly. What a coincidence, your master is dead, but you're still alive. Song Xian angrily threw Xiao Huasheng's spirit badge to the ground. Your scandalous deeds are known throughout Zhongzhou. Even if the crown prince and crown princess of the Twin Key Kingdom were lenient enough to forgive you, this young lady will never let you off. Lin Xiao picked up the spirit badge and shouted, Don't you dare disrespect our miss. Xiao Huasheng said softly, Hold on to the spirit badge carefully. This is our entry ticket. To them, it's a protective talisman. Enraged, Song Xian drew her ice sword and held it to Xiao Huasheng's throat. Listen here, in this competition, I will definitely kill you. Xiao Huasheng frowned and replied in a low voice. Betting your life? She gripped the blade with her fingers, stepping closer as she spoke. If Miss Song is so insistent, then I have no choice but to accept. Xiao Huasheng stopped at an inn for a meal but the surrounding whispers were incessant. That's right, it's her. So shameless. That unfaithful vixen, who knows what kind of demonic arts she used to seduce that demon to escape. She doesn't know her place, daring to participate in the spirit fighting competition. Let's see how she dies. Xiao Huixing frowned and glanced sideways. The gossipers guiltily lowered their heads. But the whispers continued. The demon's cauldron, disgracing her family. Dantian depleted, barely clinging to life. The sleeping devil lord, hearing this, asked curiously, "What's a cauldron?" Xiao Huixing snapped irritably. "Go to sleep." The devil lord perched on her shoulder nagged. "They insulted you. Aren't you angry? I'll help you slaughter them." Xiao Huixing calmly continued eating. Every injustice has its perpetrator. Say whatever you want. Suddenly, a voice rang out. "Everyone, please don't say that. Hua must have her reasons for doing these things. I'm her older sister. I believe her." Xiao Huixing felt a sense of familiarity. This voice. Yi Pingting. The devil lord scoffed. "Oh, the creditor has arrived." Xiao Huixing, enraged, slammed the table and stood up. "I didn't order pig intestines. Why is it all guts?" She strode towards Yi Pingting. Lien Xiao worriedly called out, "Miss," but was stopped by the devil lord. "You just stay here and be my seat. Don't go over there and get blood splattered on me." "But what if they bully Miss?" The devil lord smirked. "Bully? She's no longer the helpless pushover she once was." Seeing Xiao Huixing approaching, Yi Pingting feigned concern. "Hua, I heard you ran into Miss Song. Don't be afraid. I will definitely think of a way to help you." Xiao Huixing confronted her directly. "Help how?" "By going to her father, becoming her sworn sister, killing the old man, driving the young one mad, and finally taking over the general's mansion." Yi Pingting put on a pitiful act, weeping dramatically. "Sister, is that how you see me? I've always treated you like my own little sister." Seeing this, the surrounding crowd began to gossip. "That woman is too much. The crown princess is so kind, yet she repays kindness with resentment. If I were the grand tutor, I'd rise from the grave to beat that daughter to death." Xiao Huixing, furious, grabbed Yi Pingting's chin threateningly. "My methods only escalate, not de-escalate. Say another word, and I'll rip your mouth apart." The prince shouted. "Xiao Huixing, there's a limit to madness. How dare you treat your sister like this?" Before he could finish, Xiao Huixing struck him on the head. "Others fear being cuckolded. You seem to be begging for horns to sprout from your head." She grabbed a piece of wood and rained blows upon him. "My innocence is irrelevant, but my father's mentor. You'll pay with your life." He spat blood as she kicked him contemptuously. "Consider your pathetic life spared because I'm too lazy to bother. You should be grateful." She glared at him, eyes flashing red. "Don't provoke me. There won't be a next time." She turned a savage gaze to the others. "And you said if you were my father, you'd rise from the grave." A black aura now surrounded her as she advanced threateningly. "I'll give you a chance to be a father. Want to try it?" The man kowtowed in terror. "I was wrong. I was wrong. Please spare me." Seeing the black aura, Lien Xiao worried. That demonic aura is appearing on Miss again. The devil lord quickly flew off. "Hey, where are you going?" The devil lord returned to her shoulder, now in his child form, and whined, "I'm hungry. Take me to eat." The black aura dissipated, and Xiao Huixing returned to normal. Annoyed, she said to the devil lord, "Who said you could sit on my head? Get off." He stubbornly replied, "No way." Yi Pingting continued her act, helping the useless crown prince up again. "Your Highness, are you all right? Why didn't you fight back just now?" He thought to himself, embarrassed. Was it that I didn't want to fight back? No, it's that I didn't have the strength to. She is, after all, your younger sister and the daughter of my mentor. What's wrong with this prince sparing her once? She burst into tears and hugged him. "Your Highness, you're so good to Tinger." The crown prince, seemingly still in pain from Xiao Huixing's blow, awkwardly pushed her away out of course. Seeing their performance, the surrounding crowd began to murmur. "Oh, that's how it is. I knew it. His Highness the Crown Prince is truly a good person." Indeed, Xiao Huixing left the scene directly. Lien Xiao, seeing this, was filled with anger and looked at Yi Pingting and the crown prince with contempt. "Ugh, disgusting." After going outside, Xiao Huixing handed the devil lord a candied hawthorn stick. "That aren't you hungry? Eat." He scoffed. Who would want to eat something like this? This lord never eats sweets. But he still accepted it, and after taking a bite, he was captivated. His eyes lit up in surprise at how delicious it was. Xiao Huixing led him away. "Let's go back. The spirit fighting competition starts tomorrow." That night, A voice echoed within the room. Brick, are you saying this is your destined weapon? My scythe is too recognizable. I don't want to reveal my vampire identity yet. Xiao Huashing held the brick firmly in her hand that I will definitely get my father's 7-star blade back. If a god blocks me, I'll kill the god. If Buddha blocks me, I'll kill Buddha. Finally, the spirit fighting competition arrived. The referee announced the rules. The spirit fighting competition has 5 rounds. The first round is a draw. Those who draw the same number will face each other. Killing is prohibited. Only the winner can advance to the next round. And so the competition began. Xiao Huashing was matched against Lu Ranran. Lien Xiao shouted encouragement from below the stage. Miss, go for it. You're number 1. The Devil Lord sneered indifferently. Go for it. She'll win with a flick of her wrist. That bug is nothing. On the stage, Ranran spoke haughtily at length. Oh, it's you, you slut. Heaven is helping me. You've defied me so many times, and I haven't bothered to settle the score with you for fear of affecting the prince. Don't think the prince will like you just because of your face. Today, you drew me. Consider yourself unlucky. A good-for-nothing with a depleted Dantian like you. On the stage, you can't use those demonic arts. Rest assured, because of the rules of the competition, I won't kill you. But weapons have no eyes. Who can guarantee that accidents won't happen on the stage? I will carve off your flesh piece by piece, turn you into a cripple, and torture you to death. Xiao Huashing calmly responded with an "oh." Before Xiao Huashing could make a move, Ranran collapsed. The audience was embarrassed for her. The Devil Lord watched with amusement. Since ancient times, these kinds of bugs have always been loudmouthed. Xiao Huashing cheerfully asked, "Are you all right?" Ranran was furious. "You slut, I'll kill you." Xiao Huashing immediately pushed her head down, her attitude uncooperative. "Then let's continue." A pool of blood flowed on the ground, along with 2 teeth. Ranran, beaten to a pulp by Xiao Huashing, lay sprawled on the ground, screaming, "Kill you! I will definitely kill you." The prince below the stage was anxious. Ranran can't die. Without her father's support, how can I seize the throne from my brother? He shouted, "Stop the fight. It should be stopped. The winner has been decided." Elders, why aren't you stopping the match? Finally, the referee raised his hand. Xiao Huashing, I declare you the winner. Suddenly, a voice rang out, "Wait!" Xiao Huashing and everyone else were astonished as the woman lying on the ground unexpectedly pulled out a dagger and stabbed it directly into Xiao Huashing's leg. She stubbornly declared, "I won't lose to a slut like you. This young miss will never lose." Seeing this, Xiao Huashing immediately picked up a brick and smashed it directly onto the woman's head. Looks like Miss Lu still has the energy to fight. The woman, bleeding profusely, fell unconscious. Number 38, Xiao Huashing wins. She turned and walked away. "I never provoked you, so why do you harbor such senseless hatred?" Ranran, the prince rushed forward and carried her away. Ranran, as Xiao Huashing walked down, the Devil Lord angrily rebuked, "You're injured. Is she dead?" Xiao Huashing glanced back and calmly replied, "No." The Devil Lord immediately transformed into a chicken and flew over to defecate on the prince who was carrying the woman away. The prince reacted quickly, dodging and dropping the woman, who tumbled to the ground. The Devil Lord then flew back and perched on Xiao Huashing's shoulder, seething, "How dare you touch this Lord's bug?" She sighed, "Devil Lord, you really don't hold back, do you?" As Xiao Huashing was leaving, the prince stopped her with a shout. "You killed Ranran. How dare you? Do you know who her father is?" Suddenly, the man who had been quietly observing her the previous day appeared. "Enough. I will handle the prime minister. I can testify to Ranran's death." The prince looked at him, aghast. Imperial brother." The man then politely greeted Xiao Huashing. "Your skills are impressive. Mississippi, allow me to introduce myself. Yuanshan Kingdom, Han Suo Fei." The surrounding women swooned. "It's Han Suo Fei, the most handsome young emperor in Zhongzhou. So handsome, so handsome. Even more handsome in person than in paintings. How can someone be so perfect?" Xiao Huashing and Han Suo Fei locked eyes. The Devil Lord, perched on her shoulder, fumed. "If you look at him one more time, I'll gouge your eyes out." Xiao Huashing then walked past Han Suo Fei, casually saying, Thank you. Goodbye. He was slightly taken aback by her actions. Xiao Huosheng coolly walked away. Han Suofei, intrigued, thought to himself, this young lady is quite rude, not putting anyone in her eyes. Then, with amusement, perhaps she's shy around strangers. It's fine. As Xiao Huosheng left, the Devil Lord gloated. Obedient, aren't you? Knowing your place. She retorted irritably. I was afraid you'd suddenly go crazy. Tomorrow is the second round. Don't cause me any trouble. That night, the Devil Lord returned to his human form. Xiao Huosheng sat by the window, muttering, dark moon, high wind, night. Murder, most fitting time. Xiao Huosheng walked over, exasperated. What kind of poem is that? Can you please stop changing your form so casually? He teased. This lord changes as he pleases. Suddenly, the Devil Lord stared thoughtfully at the apple in his hand. You know, humans are always selfish and greedy. When they see something good, they want to steal it. In an instant, the apple withered. Suddenly, an assassin with a sharp blade appeared. The Devil Lord continued in a serious tone, You've injured others twice now. In their eyes, the brick in your hand has already become a divine, heaven-defying weapon. Suddenly, he spoke with a strange air. Tonight will be very interesting. Are you scared? He leaned closer to her, a gleam in his eyes. This lord is looking forward to seeing your frightened expression. Xiao Huosheng gently pushed him away, provocatively saying, With you here, what do I have to fear? Spiritual power output is directly proportional to one's transformed state. Otherwise, why would you even bother transforming? She licked her lips, thinking to herself, I have to admit, aside from his jerk personality, Tan Yin is perfect in every way. I can even feel his heartbeat. I really want to take a bite. Seeing her strange reaction, he immediately flew into a rage and gripped her chin. Don't think this lord doesn't know what you're thinking. Is my body something you can even dream of? Xiao Huosheng, not to be outdone, retorted, Damn it, who would crave a bird? I just want to suck your blood. The Devil Lord pushed her away and said in a low voice, Don't stir up trouble. Tonight, we're rounding up these pests. An assassin approached the bed, concealed by curtains. He sneered, Even on the verge of death, this fool is still sleeping. He directly swung his sword down. The Devil Lord embraced Xiao Huosheng and pushed her back, and then effortlessly deflected the sword. He pulled the assassin out, leaving him dumbfounded. What? Without further action, the assassin turned to dust. Just a small fry, easy as pie. Xiao Huosheng, lying on the bed, complained, Number 31. This is getting boring. The Devil Lord said in a low, amused voice, Why don't we change things up? Xiao Huosheng, hearing this, widened her eyes in confusion. Over there, a man was running for his life, laughing heartily as he ran. I can't believe I stole it so easily. A cripple wielding it is already this powerful. In my hands. At this moment, Xiao Huosheng and the Devil Lord were observing from a treetop. The man was surrounded by a group of people. Stop. You. What do you want? The man arrogantly held up a brick. I have a divine artifact. If you don't want to die, get lost. The group recognized the brick. That's Xiao Huosheng's divine artifact. They're in cahoots. Everyone knows how vicious that which is. We can't let this treasure fall into their hands. For the safety of Zhongzhou, for the fairness of the competition. Kill him. Xiao Huosheng, observing from the side, grew annoyed. They're so long-winded just to kill someone. Truly worthy of being righteous cultivators. The Devil Lord, sitting beside her, sighed. This lord has already created a soundproof barrier. It's a shame that only we get to watch such a good fight. Both sides fought over the brick. One of them easily snatched the brick from the man's hand. I got it. The divine artifact is mine. He looked at it with suspicion. Why? Why is the divine artifact turned into an ordinary brick? Finally, another man chopped off his arm and seized the brick. Brother, you've been tricked. Blood splattered. Xiao Huosheng seemed mesmerized. The world around her turned crimson, reeking of a putrid stench, yet carrying a deadly allure. Her eyes glowed red. Seeing this, the Devil Lord immediately covered her eyes. Can't even handle this much? He nibbled her ear and threatened. This lord doesn't like fragile things, because I won't be able to resist breaking them. Xiao Huosheng regained her senses and pulled his hand down, saying smugly, You underestimate me. Down there, it's all pools of blood. Only one survivor left. All of them, every single one, is dead. No one left to fight me for it. He didn't get a gloat for long. Xiao Huosheng jumped down and delivered a swift kick, sending him spitting blood and dying, and retrieved the brick. The death scythe, I forged it in fire, fed it with heavenly lightning. Even the celestial emperor wouldn't dare touch it. Xiao Huosheng looked at the man menacingly and said, "From the moment you coveted my life-bound weapon, you were already a dead man." The next morning, everyone was buzzing with discussion. So many people died last night. The elders of the Fengyun League personally examined the bodies. These people, they actually slaughtered each other. Why would they suddenly do such a thing? Some of them were even fellow disciples. Xia Xingding deliberately fanned the flames. Could it be some kind of curse? Does anyone among us know such dark magic? The two of them sang the same tune, and the prince directly pointed at Xiao Huosheng and said, "Xiao Huosheng, it was you, wasn't it? Clearly just a good-for-nothing with a shattered dantian. Yet ever since escaping from the soul abyss, you've possessed incredibly strange cultivation. This woman is truly bizarre, especially that brick in her hand." Seeing that the blame could be shifted to Xiao Huosheng, Xia Xingding gloated. "If that's the case, I want to see who dares to team up with her in the second round." She then pretended to rush over and show concern. "Hua, it must be a misunderstanding. What should we do?" Suddenly, Xiao Huosheng called out, "Sister." Xia Xingding was stunned. What did you call me?" The two embraced, and Xiao Huosheng said with disdain, "This is my sisterly care for your final moments. Prepare to die." The devil lord inside her clothes angrily yelled, "Get off! You're crushing me." Xia Xingding was frightened. What is that?" The devil lord, perched on Xiao Huosheng's shoulder, kept muttering, "Evil people doing evil things, this lowly creature." Then the doors opened, announcing the start of the second round, Illusory Realm Treasure Hunt. Participants will form teams and traverse the forbidden Fenya forest. After successfully completing the challenge, you can proceed to the true trial, the 3 questions of heaven and man. The illusory realm is a place of true combat. All treasures collected belong to the individual. The difficulty of the trial is closely related to one's own strength. Life and death are determined by fate. I will await your victorious return. Everyone began to clamor again. Song Tiyun immediately announced, "Since we can form teams, of course, we'll seek out the strong to team up with." Everyone rushed towards her. Suddenly, Xia Xingding spoke up, "I want to be with Huohua. What should I do?" It seems everyone has misunderstood her. The devil lord beside, Xiao Huosheng, reminded her, "They're all malicious. Be careful." Does she still want to stir up conflict? She was definitely the one who caused everyone to slaughter each other yesterday. At this moment, Han Suofei appeared. "I believe Miss Xiao. Let's go together." The crowd erupted again. The emperor of Yuanshang Kingdom, Han Suofei. Why would he want to go with this demoness? Who knows what kind of tricks that vixen has played? Xiao Huosheng questioned him. "Why do you believe me? What if I was the one who caused them to slaughter each other?" He replied calmly, "Seeking benefits comes with a price." "So what?" She immediately smiled and extended her hand in agreement. Then, happy cooperation. The devil lord, seeing this, cursed angrily. Translated from devil lord speak, it was something like, "Damn it, playing the White Lotus. You dare let him touch your hand? I'll tear this lowly creature apart bit by bit." As he reached for her hand, she pulled it back and stepped directly into the doorway. He watched her with amusement. This young lady is quite interesting. He then entered the illusory realm. Xia Xingding, harboring sinister intentions, thought to herself, "Xiao Huosheng, this time I'll definitely make sure you die here." Suddenly, she turned around in astonishment, seeing everyone look just like her. "Where do everyone?" she stammered. Jingnan, why has everyone turned into me?" Outside, the old Taoist stroked his beard and mused with a smile. "Countless experts have perished in the Fenya forest. What's truly terrifying about it is that the enemy you face is actually yourself. All of one's desires are reflected in the illusion. Envy, ambition, pride, lust. Everyone has a dark side consumed by desire. The most terrifying enemy is always oneself." The devil lord, perched on Xiao Huosheng's head, asked curiously, "So what's your desire?" She pondered. Suddenly, her mouth watered as she thought of food and the dragon blade. She replied casually, "Probably food." The devil lord slumped down in defeat. The dragon blade within her sleeve also lamented helplessly. "I knew it. This wicked woman wants more than just my blood." Han Suofei stood before her and said calmly, "Miss Xiao is even faster than I imagined." She thought to herself, puzzled, "I encountered almost no obstacles, yet I'm still behind him. This man is not simple. As openings appeared behind him, he said calmly, the Fingye forest was just a trial. This is the true entrance to the illusion. The three questions of heaven and man. He asked her pointedly, love, friendship, which will you choose, Miss Xiao? Xiao, Huasheng replied indifferently. You seem very familiar with this place. I've participated many times. Have you gotten what you need yet? Being emperor is boring, so I have plenty of free time. Hearing this, she could only remain silent. Then she walked directly inside. That I'll go in first. See you later. He looked on curiously. She chose familial love. A scene of her past happy days with her father appeared. Hua, I'll make you the happiest person in the world. Father, this is Xia Xingding. From now on, she's my older sister. When you're not home, can I play with older sister? Older sister. She called out happily, older sister. Hua sculpted a figure of her older sister. But Xia Xingding treated her cruelly. Get lost, you filthy thing. She sat with Ly on the ground, calling out, older sister. The maids also looked down on her. The young miss is still like a fool. Eldest miss is more like the true daughter of the grand tutor's household. Xia Xingding tormented her. When you discipline little miss, be careful not to leave any marks. A cruel maid laid hands on her. Young miss, I only pity the young Mississippi. Finally, her father returned. Hua, father's home. She burst into tears. Father! She ran joyfully to embrace him, but she couldn't reach him, only passing through, as it was just an illusion. Father retrieved the Li Tian sword, the treasure of the Kuan Yuan kingdom. Isn't father amazing? But suddenly, he collapsed. Father's so tired. I might have to sleep for a very, very long time. Hua must take good care of herself. All right, witnessing this scene, Xiao Huasheng cried out, Father! The scene instantly vanished. A voice echoed, you wish to provide for him, but your father won't wait. She turned and looked around, shouting, who? Who's talking? The voice continued, Xiao Huasheng, do you wish for time to rewind? Your pain can vanish. Even if you go out and avenge him, your father cannot be revived. Stay here, and everything you desire will become reality. She scoffed, as if you could revive my father. Suddenly, a hand rested on her shoulder. Huasheng. She embraced him tightly, crying out, Father! She hugged her father, sobbing uncontrollably, feeling a warmth she had long lost, his chest still so warm. He stroked her head and said cheerfully, Finally, I can grow old with you. This time, I definitely won't leave you alone. Realizing what was happening, she replied happily, Thank you. That's a tempting offer, she continued, but I have to leave now. Her father looked bewildered. What are you saying? I just wanted to come in and see you. I didn't expect to actually get a hug. He reproached her angrily. You dare trick me. She immediately commanded, Open the passage. I'm in a hurry. I've already broken through. What more do you want? You'll fall into this dreamscape, sinking into the abyss forever. The devil lord emerged from within her clothes, cursing angrily, still playing these tricks. Do you believe I'll shatter this whole secret realm of yours? Who's talking? This terrifying, mysterious power doesn't belong to the Han Yuan continent. My lords, I hope you won't come here again. The passage opened, and Xiao Huasheng quickly left. Outside, she praised him. Not bad, Tengu. Your timing is always impeccable. He grumbled, Those insects disturb my sleep, the little pests. Xiao Huasheng said smugly, I wonder how Xia Xingding is doing. Since it's such a nice day, I think I'll see her off. Meanwhile, Xia Xingding thought miserably, because I stole Xiao Huasheng's vermilion bird spiritual luck, every clone is targeting my spiritual luck. Thankfully, the vermilion bird spiritual luck protected me, allowing me to survive Yi Fenglin's heart demon trial. Suddenly, she saw the crown prince lying heavily injured on the ground. Your Highness, Xingding, it's so good to see you. My spiritual luck is gone. She exclaimed in shock. How is this possible? Could it be? Your Highness's heart demon was also spiritual luck. He resigned himself. I'm sorry. I thought I could win the spiritual luck battle and bring back the true essence blade for my wife to present it to her gloriously. Tears welled up in her eyes. Your Highness, just hold on a little longer. We'll definitely find a way. They gazed at each other affectionately. To think that the crown prince of Zhang Kiguo would die at the very beginning. I don't fear the ridicule of the world. I only fear that I won't be able to protect you, to be a good husband to you. I can't suppress the vermilion bird's spiritual luck any longer. Forcing it to stay within me only allows it to continue absorbing my spiritual energy. Your Highness's cultivation is higher than mine. Giving the spiritual luck to you will definitely be like adding wings to a tiger. She directly extracted the spiritual luck. Your Highness, Xingding is giving you the vermilion bird spiritual luck. He was stunned. Xingding, you would do this for me? They embraced each other tightly. I'm just an orphan girl who relies on others for food and shelter. Your Highness married me and treats me so well. We are husband and wife, one in heart and mind. Your Highness, take my share and win the spiritual luck battle. At this moment, Xiao Huosheng arrived and said with disdain, how touching. The cloaked figure advanced towards them. At a time like this, if I told you that you extracted your own spiritual luck, that your deep affection was all an act, that from beginning to end, you were just a vessel, wouldn't that be too cruel? Duan Nanjing, under control, was filled with the sound of desire. Duan Nanjing, Duan Nanjing. He covered his ears in fear and ran with all his might. But the voices followed, echoing in his mind. Jinger, the spiritual luck battle is in 3 months. You must obtain the vermilion bird spiritual luck. My son will become the strongest genius in the Han Yuan continent, recruited by the Deep Palace 9 Mountains. Then, the Quan Yuan kingdom will crush the other 3 kingdoms under its feet. Your Highness, Tingner's current strength cannot control a god-level spiritual luck. Duan Nanjing, don't think I don't know why you married her. Duan Nanjing, you harmed me so badly. I poured my heart into teaching you. Why did you betray me? He cried out in despair. Then, grabbing his sword, he stabbed himself, muttering darkly, I must obtain the vermilion bird. Spiritual luck. Xiao Huosheng's words struck a nerve. He yelled frantically, how dare you slander this crown prince? Who are you? She spoke mysteriously. Who I am isn't important. What matters is that I can help you refine the spiritual luck. Ha Pingting suddenly realized, it's you, the one who swapped my spiritual luck at the black market. The crown prince questioned, swapped? Didn't you say you were born with a vermilion bird spiritual luck? The crown prince said brazenly, Ha Pingting, you've tricked me so cruelly. She stammered, aggrieved. But you also tricked me, Your Highness. Please let me explain. Finding them too noisy while the Devil Lord slept within her cloak, she threatened irritably, quiet down. If you wake someone up, you'll both die. Pointing her sword at Ha Pingting, she said menacingly, Duan Nanjing, I'll give you a chance to survive. Kill her. I'll help you merge the 2 spiritual lucks. You didn't extract your own spiritual luck, did you? The crown prince took the sword. Seeing this, Ha Pingting collapsed to her knees in despair. Duan Nanjing, I gave you everything. The Grand Tutor's mansion, my spiritual luck, I gave you everything. You can't do this to me. The despicable crown prince stroked her face and said blatantly, I love you. Isn't that enough? Then he stabbed her. She gasped in shock. Your Highness, Xiao Huosheng said threateningly. Not enough. Filled with hatred, she added, this sword is for my father. She ordered him. You still lack sincerity. He stabbed Ha Pingting again. This sword is for me. She performed a spell, completing the fusion. Take your twin spiritual luck and get out. Terrified, he fled. Thank you, venerable one. Only Ha Pingting and a pool of blood remained. Xiao Huosheng gleefully removed her cloak and hood, looking down at Ha Pingting with disdain. Sister, how does it feel to be betrayed by the one you trust most? With her last breath, Ha Pingting choked out, Xiao, and died. Xiao Huosheng closed her eyes. Rest in peace. Duan Nanjing will join you soon. You know, the vermilion bird spiritual luck will continuously absorb his spiritual power until he dies. Suddenly, footsteps approached. Xiao Huosheng became alert. Me? Han Suo Fei gave an embarrassed laugh. I'm so lucky to be on the same team as Miss Xiao. I've actually witnessed such a dramatic scene. Seeing Han Suo Fei's appearance, Xiao Huosheng became suspicious. This man is hard to read. Is he friend or foe? She questioned, who are you, really? He replied calmly, who I am isn't important. What's important is that I mean Miss Xiao no harm, right? Xiao Huosheng pressed him. Why were you secretly following me? He responded frankly, I was following you openly, so you can't really accuse me of being secretive. He stepped closer to her and said, everyone has secrets. I haven't questioned you, yet you insist on interrogating me. Are you this interested in me? Could it be admiration? Seeing this, the Devil Lord suddenly jumped out and unleashed a torrent of abuse at him, leaving both Xiao Huosheng and Han Suo Fei stunned. Xiao Huosheng sighed. That was harsh. Han Suo Fei said awkwardly, is it talking? Your spirit beast is quite interesting, Miss Xiao. Xiao Huashing hurriedly comforted the Devil Lord, stroking its head as she said, "He said if you keep talking nonsense, he'll burn you right here and now." The two stood together, discussing the three questions of heaven and man. The first question, affection, love, familial love, friendship. The second question, desire, lust, greed, and worldly desires. The third question, hatred, vengeance for a murdered father, vengeance for the extermination of one's clan, vengeance for a stolen wife. It's essentially a higher level of the heart demon trial. The greatest test is the desire to return to the past or the pain one least wants to face. Those who enter have no memories. If they're swallowed by the nightmare, they will be forever trapped in the illusion. Xiao Huashing asked doubtfully, "But I have my memories in here. You were the one who guided me in this illusion. Did you tamper with something?" He replied in surprise, "Could it be? Miss Xiao is someone devoid of love and affection." She gave an embarrassed laugh and replied, "Perhaps." Inwardly, she thought, crafty fox. Seems like I can't get any information out of him. She said suspiciously, "We just passed this tree. We're stuck in a loop at this tree." Suddenly, someone approaching called out, "Your Majesty." It turned out to be the prince, arriving with a group of people. He complained, "We have to hurry. If we don't get out soon, all the good stuff will be taken by others." The people around him echoed his sentiment. "Your Majesty Yushang, it's so fortunate to run into you. We've been trapped here for quite some time. Do you know how to escape this foam forest?" Xiao Huashing observed the ground and discovered something. "There's a killing formation here." Han Suo Fei exclaimed, A killing formation? I've encountered this before." The prince and Ranran were there, sneering. "Xiao Huashing, what a coincidence. We meet again." If there really is a killing formation, His Highness Prince Han too would have noticed it long ago. "Why are you, a cripple, pretending to be clever?" But the two of them ignored the taunts and continued their discussion. Han Suo Fei asked her curiously, "I didn't notice it. What kind of formation is it?" He listened attentively as she explained, drawing on the ground as she spoke. "Wuji begets Taiji, Taiji begets heaven and earth. Heaven and earth are yin and yang. This Taiji yin-yang gate only has an entrance, not an exit," he said admiringly. "Miss Xiao is even proficient in formations. How impressive." This caused the Devil Lord to stick its head out in annoyance. Xiao Huashing patted it and said, "I'm busy. Be good, don't cause trouble." She continued to explain, "Every flower and plant here, every rock and tree, can open the door to life or death. If you accidentally touch something you shouldn't." Seeing the two of them sitting close together and talking intimately, the prince gritted his teeth in anger. "You slut, hugging my emperor's leg, are you? You've looked down on me time and time again." The woman ignored Xiao Huashing's words. "Arrogant? So what if I touch it? Stop your nonsense. Who do you think you are?" She brazenly chopped off a branch and stepped on it. In an instant, she was struck by lightning and burned to ashes. Everyone standing there was astonished. Xiao Huashing turned around and said scornfully, "Why didn't you wait for me to finish? If you accidentally touch something you shouldn't, you might be struck by lightning." Xiao Huashing went to observe the formation. The exhausted crowd around her. One of them asked her, "Xiao Huashing, you seem to know so much. Can you get us out of here?" She turned around confidently. "I won't say anything else, but when it comes to formations, I'm quite confident. First, we need to find the eye of the formation. Follow me quickly, and absolutely no running around." She brushed aside the grass to search, and they followed suit. She raised her hand above her head, and they did the same. She said helplessly, "There's no need for that." Suddenly, she exclaimed, "Found the eye of the formation." Han Suo Fei praised her. "Miss Xiao is truly remarkable." The Devil Lord grumbled irritably. "Remarkable, my foot." She pressed on the eye of the formation, and the formation appeared. This formation opens two doors, life and death. Danger and opportunity coexist. I don't know what's behind each door. Life gate or death gate? Choose one. The crowd murmured amongst themselves. Life gate, of course. It's the life gate. Death gate sounds too ominous. Suddenly, the prince was seen standing before the death gate. Han Suo Fei asked, "Han too, you're not going through the life gate?" He replied haughtily, "I wouldn't lower myself to join those weaklings." Xiao Huashing calmly walked into the life gate, leaving him with a single sentence. "Suit yourself." In the dark space, the Devil Lord complained irritably. "Clean and warm, but difficult, or filthy, but smooth and easy. The choice is in your hands. Yet you don't speak human, do you?" It remained silent. Fine, I'm leaving. Xiao Huashing entered the life gate. Inside was a scene of ruin. Suddenly, the devil lord appeared in his normal form. Xiao Huasheng, startled, pulled him aside and asked, "Why are you here?" He replied nonchalantly, "This lord goes where he pleases." She waved him away, scolding him. "Aren't you a bird? Who allowed you to come out? If the heavenly Tao discovers you, you'll die." The devil lord domineeringly covered her mouth. A secret realm is an independent dimension. This place isn't under that old fool's jurisdiction. The surrounding people asked curiously, "Huh? Who is this? We didn't see him just now." Xiao Huasheng had to lie. "He's my nephew. He has long legs. He got ahead of us." Suddenly, Han Suo Fei approached, his gaze steely. "An Suo Fei, easy," he responded generously. "It is I." The devil lord threatened, "Don't touch what doesn't belong to you. You'll D. He coldly snapped his fan shut and replied, "Understood." The devil lord continued to stare intently at Han Suo Fei. Seeing this, Xiao Huasheng said, Let's go into the village and take a look." Everyone chattered. "So lively. There's so many people in this village." The farmers all seemed to be ordinary people without spiritual power. Xiao Huasheng reminded them, "What you see in the formation isn't necessarily real. Don't let your guard down." Suddenly, an old woman approached and spoke to her. "It's been a long time since anyone has come to the village. The men of the house went fishing yesterday. Young lady, come to our house for a meal." She then invited another young woman. "This cultivator, come to our house for a meal. Come and rest for a while." This made the other young woman hesitate. "This," Xiao Huasheng turned back to remind them, "eating is eating. Everyone, don't forget what I said." The devil lord sarcastically quipped at Han Suo Fei, "The host didn't invite you. Why are you following?" Han Suo Fei retorted, "Did they invite you?" This made the devil lord's face darken in anger. "Let's go inside and eat." The two men sat facing each other, their eyes filled with animosity. Xiao Huasheng, sitting between them, felt apprehensive. In this atmosphere, it's hard to swallow anything. "Here, Annie made fish soup for you all. It's delicious. Drink it while it's hot." A plate of fish was placed on the table. The two men began vying for the food again. Han Suo Fei said calmly, "You eat first." The devil lord scoffed inwardly. "Competing with me? You're not worthy. You insect." He politely picked up some food for Xiao Huasheng. "Miss Xiao, you're too thin. You should eat more," he said while glancing at the devil lord. "The fish cheek is the best part, good for the eyes." The devil lord ate, fuming. "This damn two-faced man, even in my presence, he still wants to provoke me." The devil lord abruptly stood up and moved the pot of fish soup closer to her. He said loudly, "I already tried it just now. It's very delicious. You should have some soup." This stunned Xiao Huasheng. Suddenly, a young boy came over. "Mom, I'm home from school. You said we had guests. Is it them?" "Jinger, don't be rude." Xiao Huasheng spoke gently. "It's me. Jinger, hi. Hello." That evening, as Xiao Huasheng was sleeping, the young boy suddenly appeared with a menacing look in his eyes, holding a knife and intending to stab her. Kan Dao Long immediately flicked its tail, sending the knife flying, which startled and frightened the boy. Xiao Huasheng sat up, angrily questioning, "Little boy, did your teacher teach you how to murder people in the middle of the night?" The boy shouted, "Absurd. You ate our food. You shouldn't have any spiritual power left." She scoffed, "Spiritual power? I don't need spiritual power to kill you." She gripped Kan Dao Long tightly, and it grumbled in annoyance. "Don't use me as a whip. Hey, I'm a dignified, divine-level beast. Can't you give me some face?" Her eyes were steely and full of loathing. "You don't like being a whip? Then be a rope." She stretched it out, directly strangling the boy. As she tightened her grip, he instantly reverted to his hideous, demonic form. "Mother, save me." His parents, also in their hideous forms, lunged forward. "We treated you kindly, and you want to kill our son? You'll pay with your life." Han Suo Fei, swirling with energy, rushed forward and stabbed the woman. He then turned and asked Xiao Huasheng, "Are you all right?" "I'm sorry I'm late." She suddenly pondered, "Wait a minute, why do these two ugly lumps look familiar?" The demon child went to the devil lord's room, and the devil lord woke up. The demon child was terrified. The devil lord sat up and slapped him across the face. He coldly lectured, "Running here to be an extra? Can the abyssal soul realm not contain you anymore? Abyssal soul realm, Moon Ghost Village. You only know half the words, and you dare to come out in moonlight?" The demon child knelt and begged for mercy. "My lord, please spare me. I was wrong, my lord." It wailed and complained. After you left, no one fed us. Every day, we were so hungry our stomachs stuck to our backs. Then, one day, someone dragged us from the abyssal soul realm to this place. We latched on the farmers here. During the day, we trick the monks who enter, and at night, we feed on their evil thoughts. The dark desires in their hearts are a deadly temptation for demons. Sometimes, when we're too hungry, we just devour them whole. The Devil Lord stood up angrily and asked, "How do we break this formation and get out?" But they didn't know anything that I don't know. The villagers during the day don't know what happens at night. The demons erase their memories of the night. Day after day, they remain ignorant. The one who brought us here is truly evil. The Devil Lord scoffed. You even know how to use idioms. It pleaded for mercy. My lord, tomorrow, can we, perhaps, be a little gentler? The Devil Lord walked away, replying coldly, depends on my mood. The next morning, outside on the road, corpses lay scattered on the ground. Han Suo Fei was examining the body of a demon. The surrounding monks chattered amongst themselves. Fortunately, Miss Xiao warned us. Otherwise, last night, we would have been the ones dead. I was so hungry then, I carelessly ate that food, and my spiritual power disappeared. Han Suo Fei was suspicious. Before, I clearly confirmed that these villagers were all human, but now their bodies are infected with so much demonic energy. Anger, greed, resentment, these are all the reasons why they've become demons. Xiao Huoxing thought to herself, embarrassed. The biggest devil in the three realms is right here. How could there not be demonic energy? Suddenly, Han Suo Fei spoke. It seems we're missing someone. Xiao Huoxing also suddenly realized. Where's Tan Yen? The surrounding people began to discuss. Xiao Huoxing's nephew isn't here. Haven't seen him all night. He appeared at the gate of life earlier. It's so strange. Miss Xiao, just say it. Your nephew always has a sullen face. He doesn't seem like a good person. Xiao Huoxing's face darkened. She snatched the sword from the man's hand and marched aggressively towards Han Suo Fei. If it's really him, I will not show mercy. She lunged forward, stabbing her sword towards Han Suo Fei. Xiao Huoxing resolutely stabbed Han Suo Fei, leaving him stunned. The surrounding people exclaimed, Xiao Huoxing killed Han Suo Fei. Could it be that she and her nephew are in cahoots? He asked her in astonishment. Why did you kill me, Miss Xiao? She looked at him coldly with disdain and said, because you know too much. Suddenly, the Devil Lord appeared, frowning angrily. Why are you standing so close? I told you, don't let me catch you red-handed. Hearing these words, the surrounding people were shocked. What does he mean by red-handed? Isn't Xiao Huoxing his? A love triangle. The female lead killed someone for love. What a morally depraved drama. Enough with the gossip. Our lives are in danger. The Devil Lord approached, mocking. Oh, but dear, you've been stabbed? Could be you don't like eating fish eyes. Xiao Huoxing snapped at him. Shut up, he thought smugly. I told you you'd die, but you didn't believe me. You insect. She looked at Han Suo Fei coldly and said, you're stronger than me, yet I managed to stab you with one blow, because you're not really Han Suo Fei. She recounted the events. Before entering the Gate of Life, you asked Han Tu why he didn't come over, but you always stayed outside the formation. I'm quite sure I entered before you, but I was the last to arrive while you were already standing in the crowd, not at all surprised by the appearance of another person. You're sly, but very well-mannered. We're not close, so something like picking up food for me is too much. Logically speaking, we both eat, and it costs us spiritual power. My cultivation doesn't depend on the Dantian, you're the exception. But what about you? He responded dangerously. What if my cultivation also doesn't require a Dantian? So, she calmly replied, so you just unintentionally stopped me from killing that monster? He laughed triumphantly. You really are quite interesting. Then in a moment, he vanished, leaving a message. We'll meet outside the formation. The Devil Lord complained. Appearances reflect the heart. Such a troublesome illusion. Truly disgusting. Witnessing everything, the remaining people gaped. What just happened? Everything reverted back to the beginning. Back to when they first arrived. Xiao Huoxing was surprised to see Han Suo Fei appear there, and then suddenly saw the Devil Lord right beside her. She asked awkwardly, why are you here? She pushed him angrily. Who allowed you to come out? You'll die if the heavenly Tao discovers you. The devil lord grabbed her hand irritably and questioned. Done with the act? He teased smugly, placing her hand on his chest. If you want to touch me, just say it. She frowned and said, so everything really does restart in the morning. Why are their memories erased, but not ours? The devil lord also said with some annoyance, take a look at who's behind you. In this world, there are no more than 2 people who dare to play tricks in front of me. Xiao Huashing suddenly said, my nephew, Long Legs, went in first, and quickly pulled him away. The others were confused. We haven't even asked yet. Reaching Han Suo Fei, she said haughtily, Han Suo Fei, right? Don't waste your effort. Xiao Huashing doesn't like fish. Han Suo Fei had no idea what was going on. The devil lord gloated to himself, know yourself and know your enemy. Today, I must win this round. Xiao Huashing said Wu Li did. Why are you competing with an illusion? He continued gloating. What's it to you? By nightfall, they were back in the same house as the previous day. The monster from the previous day came to the devil lord feeling wronged. My lord. He angrily recalled its plea from before. My lord, tomorrow, could you perhaps go a little easier on me? The devil lord said, which last night are you talking about? The monster was bewildered. Which last night? The devil lord strode out angrily. It seems you've forgotten you dare to deceive me. The ghostly words of these monsters truly aren't worth believing. Standing before Xiao Huashing's door, he thought to himself, if it dares to send other monsters against my family, I'll burn this place down today. Opening the door, he was stunned, seeing the monsters massaging and attending to her. The monster beamed and gave him a heart sign. My lord, then quickly knelt down and begged, my wise and mighty lord, the best in the world, and my beautiful and alluring sister-in-law, unparalleled in the world, please spare our dog lives. The devil lord said calmly, you're quite the sharp one among these monsters. It's a waste of talent to be in the abyssal soul realm. Hearing their conversation, Xiao Huashing angrily questioned, who's your sister-in-law? Suddenly, someone stepped in and criticized, Xiao Huashing, we were being pursued and rushed to save you, but unexpectedly, you're in cahoots with these demonic creatures. Han Suo Fei also appeared at the same time, asking curiously, Miss Xiao, what is this? Xiao Huashing calmly replied, as you can see, although these demonic creatures look scary, they have no malicious intent. They haven't harmed us. She thought to herself, this mystical realm is always provoking us to fight each other. Why don't I take advantage of his words? The group criticized her together. Who says they have no malicious intent? We ate the villagers' food and lost all our spiritual power. At night, we were chased and hunted everywhere by these demonic creatures. Xiao Huashing questioned, so, are we missing anyone? Has anyone been injured? They stammered in reply, well, not really. If they haven't posed any threat, we don't need to waste our energy. Our priority is to find a way out. Han Suo Fei, what do you think? He pointed at the monsters and declared, exterminating demons and upholding righteousness is what a righteous person should do. If we don't kill them, we can't get out. Xiao Huashing said with some disappointment. So, we can only get out if we kill them? Then I can't follow you. The devil lord standing there complained. Why waste words on him? Kill him. She turned back to him angrily and said, kill him? Daylight will return and everyone's memories will be erased again. I don't want to waste time. The surrounding people questioned, what do you mean, return to normal? Erase memories? What are you talking about? The devil lord looked at the monster with a steely gaze and asked, how do you have memories of last night? It hesitated and replied, I learned this from a cultivator. It recounted the whole story. Previously, I gnawed on a Bagua mirror. What is this thing? How dare it poke my teeth? And suddenly I realized this mirror can reflect the past. It can restore memories for a certain period. Sometimes a cultivator is too fat, eats all night, and looks in the mirror. The next night, they won't forget where they hid the body. The devil lord frowned and asked, so, as long as they also look in the mirror, even if it's daylight, they won't lose their memories? He took the mirror from the monster's reluctant grasp. You took it. It teared up, unwilling to part. While little mirror, goodbye. The group was a little dumbfounded. A monster that can cry? They aren't as scary as we imagined. Han Suo Fei said loudly. Everyone, snap out of it. Don't be fooled. Xiao Huashing stabbed him with her sword that you're the real monster in this formation. Everyone was stunned. He's gone. It's actually daylight outside. The devil lord used a mirror on them. They immediately remembered the previous day's events. I remember, what happened yesterday. I remember too. Xiao Huoxing pondered. Clean and warm, yet difficult. Dirty, yet smooth and easy. The choice is in your hands. You all heard this when you entered, right? Suddenly, she said joyfully, I know how to get out. Xiao Huoxing recalled and voiced her thoughts. Before, I thought those filthy, dirty monkeys were referring to the villagers who could transform into demons. Logically, we should kill them all to break the formation. But last night, we discovered that the monsters injured or killed the night before return unharmed. The wounds we suffered last night are still there. Things belonging to this place are restored at dawn. Those from outside are not. To them, we the living are the same as the monkeys. Having said that, she turned and softly spoke to the Devil Lord. If it weren't for you, my memories would also be erased. Then I would unknowingly wither and die. No matter how strong a cultivator is, they eventually become their food. He replied with casual arrogance. Now do you know how formidable this lord is? Suddenly, everyone turned around, wondering, where's Han Suo Fei? Why didn't he appear with the villagers this time? Xiao Huoxing, as if understanding everything, darkened her face in anger. That bastard Han Suo Fei. Wait until I get out. I'll definitely settle the score with you. The people around her asked in confusion. So, what do we do to get out of here? The Devil Lord smugly pulled her closer and said, These fools will only hold you back. Don't mind them. This lord will take you out. Xiao Huoxing asked happily, You know how to get out? She reproached him slightly. Why didn't you say so earlier? He replied in a low voice, I only found out last night. Yesterday, I threatened that monster. Someone must have broken this formation before. Remember it for this lord. The monster said fearfully, the way to break the formation, a demon's life rewound 100 times. Han Suo Fei, after all these years, he's the first one to survive and escape. The Devil Lord cursed Han Suo Fei under his breath. That madman. Xiao Huoxing thought, so he really killed himself. No wonder he said the choice was in our hands. How many people in this world would dare to choose suicide? She asked curiously. Did it say who broke the formation before him? I don't know. Xiao Huoxing then spoke to the others. They were skeptical. Suicide? What if we can't escape? Wouldn't we just die in here? I've never killed anyone. I don't want to be the first. Is there no other way? She looked at the Devil Lord, somewhat helpless. He furrowed his brows fiercely and said, I told you before, people are treacherous. Once their interests are threatened, they won't distinguish between right and wrong. They'll repay kindness with malice. She felt a pang of heartache for him, thinking to herself, I wonder what he's been through to have lost all hope in humanity. Like this, Xiao Huoxing, feeling powerless, held a sword to her neck. Forget it, I'll try. Believe it or not, you all decide for yourselves. Suddenly, the young woman beside her rushed forward to stop. Wait, if it weren't for you, we might already be dead. You've protected us all this way. Let me go first. She held the sword to her own neck, trembling with fear, tears streaming down her face. Seeing this, the tall, burly man stepped forward boldly. I'll go first. We can't let you two ladies test it with your own lives. In an instant, he vanished. The body is gone. This method actually works. Seeing this, Xiao Huoxing said happily to the Devil Lord, Not everyone is bad. I won this bet. The Devil Lord stubbornly refused to admit defeat. So what? Do you think this lord will change my view of them? Xiao Huoxing didn't argue with him, but thought to herself, Don't advise someone to be kind if you haven't experienced their suffering. I'm not trying to change your view. I'm just a little curious about what you've been through. Unexpectedly, he angrily stepped closer, irritated with her. There's no need to be curious. He stabbed his sword straight through both of them and said in a deep voice, You have a lifetime to figure it out. The Devil Lord embraced Xiao Huoxing and disappeared. Xiao Huoxing grumbled, I wasn't ready. That hurt. The Devil Lord said softly to her, I can only reveal my true form in places heaven's Tao can't see. Behave yourself outside. They arrived at Finya Forest. The Devil Lord, back in his chicken form, perched on her shoulder. Where is this? It seems the exit point is random. Suddenly, Han Suo Fei appeared, saying smugly, You escaped so quickly? As expected of Miss Xiao. She glared at him angrily. Don't waste your breath, your majesty, or should I say, gatekeeper? He looked surprised. You know everything? He smiled and reminded her, Miss Xiao, cleverness can be self-defeating. Being too smart isn't always a good thing. Then, casting a spell, he said, "All right, it seems you don't need my help. Experience it yourself this time. That feeling of having no memories." He opened a spatial rift, the 3 questions of heaven and man. The second question, the door of desire. "Miss Xiao, please." She resolutely stepped inside. Han Suo Fei smiled with amusement. Every time Miss Xiao chooses a question, it's unexpected. Xiao Huixing stepped inside. The flood dragon wrapped around her arms slithered out and said, to be chosen as the gatekeeper, his Dao heart must be incredibly firm when he answered the 3 questions of heaven and man. Xiao Huixing's face darkened. She squeezed it tightly and demanded, "You knew he was the gatekeeper all along. Why didn't you tell me?" It said fearfully, I was sleeping. The Devil Lord threatened, "Yanlong Jiao, I'm warning you. If you try anything, I'll make sure you never become a dragon." It teared up and said, "Werchich, Ly, the snake is so honest. Why would you doubt me?" Xiao Huixing patted the Devil Lord's head affectionately. "You two are truly my hidden dragons and crouching tigers." The flood dragon looked disdainful. It plotted inwardly, "Humph, I have my memories. She doesn't. Not taking advantage of this would be foolish." It flew ahead. "I'll go see where this is. That woman must be so hungry she's gnawing on bark and drinking dirty water. She might even be fighting wild dogs for food, killing people to satisfy her hunger." It suddenly found itself in a magnificent place. Many palace maids stood below. It was lying on a plate carried by a palace maid. "Please, holy venerable, enjoy your meal." It frantically looked around in bewilderment. This is definitely not the mortal realm, and the underworld doesn't look like this either. Where is this?" Xiao Huixing replied smugly, "The celestial realm." It exclaimed in shock, "The celestial realm? Impossible, absolutely impossible." The 3 questions of heaven and man are a test that directly targets one's inner demons. How could a mortal have such a lofty experience? They were currently in the Blood Clan Divine Hall of the Celestial Realm. Xiao Huixing looked at the flood dragon with annoyance and sighed. "A souvenir picked up here? Such a noisy dish." She used a knife and fork to prod at it. It shrieked and wailed, "Lord Damien, save me. I'm dying." When she gets out, there won't be any blood left to drink. The Devil Lord appeared, complaining, "This damned worm, only causing trouble for me." Seeing a stranger approach, she walked towards him and questioned, "Who are you?" Xiao Huixing and the Devil Lord gazed at each other. The flood dragon between them squealed with delight. "Don't say anything. Absolutely don't say anything. The Holy One suits the Demon Lord." "Perfect. Are they going to kiss now?" The Holy One's frail male favorite, the Demon Lord's domineering wife. "It's time." The romantic atmosphere was suddenly broken by Xiao Huixing. "You're poking me." The Devil Lord suddenly became a little embarrassed. "I'm not a snake." He unceremoniously tossed the flood dragon away. It grumbled resentfully, "Damn it, I'm always the one getting blamed." Unexpectedly, Xiao Huixing in this world was so bold. She reached into his robes, poking his firm abs. Domineeringly, she lifted his chin and said, Who are you? I've never seen you before. Did you escape from the heavenly prison?" He suddenly chuckled. Slightly annoyed, she questioned, "What are you laughing at?" He laughed heartily. "I never knew you were so flirtatious before. I'm lucky to witness this." "You crazy woman, you're courting death." She angrily tried to attack him, but he caught her hand. He domineeringly pulled her close, warning her, "I won't settle the score with you, since you've forgotten. But restrain your wanton behavior." Xiao Huixing was stunned. What is he talking about? Why can't I hurt him? He then casually grabbed a pastry and ate it with satisfaction. The celestial realm is boring, but the food is excellent. Seeing him, Xiao Huixing couldn't resist. Beauty is deceiving. "I'm so hungry." She snapped her fingers and commanded, "Blood slave." A handsome male servant obediently knelt at her feet. "At your service, Holy One." The flood dragon worried silently. "No, she can't drink his blood. This is the trial of desire. Once she drinks, she won't be able to leave." But then it realized, wait, if she can't leave, that's even better. Wouldn't that mean I'm free? It hatched a cunning plan. "Let me add a little spice to this. A man and a snake? Who could resist?" The male slave meekly urged her, "Holy One, please enjoy me." Xiao Huixing smiled, revealing her sharp teeth. Suddenly, the Devil Lord appeared, gripping her chin threateningly. "This is the last time. If I see you like this with anyone else, I'll make you regret it." He glared at the male servant. "Get lost." He quickly fled. Xiao Huixing whined like a child. "How dare you interrupt my meal? I need blood. Let me go." He spoke to her in a low voice. My patience is limited. Behave yourself. Meanwhile, she was dreamily sucking his blood, completely satisfied. So delicious. As she bared her fangs to drink more, he stopped her. No more. Hold back. She resisted, refusing to comply. Xiao Huasheng, still thirsty for blood, touched her lips. Saliva dripped down her chin. Knowing her discomfort, the Devil Lord continued to restrain her. He gently comforted her. Just bear with it a little longer. We'll be out of here soon. Xiao Huasheng nestled weakly in his arms, feeling his cool body against hers. The burning desire for blood seemed to subside. Unable to resist his closeness, she clung to him tightly, causing him to pause in surprise. The flood dragon watched in confusion. Are you two experiencing the trial of desire? Why does it look more like the trial of lust? Annoyed by its presence, the Devil Lord glared and ordered, "Get out." It vanished instantly. I'm going. She muttered weakly in confusion. What am I doing? The blood is right in front of me. Why am I holding back? Suddenly, the Devil Lord stepped closer, his words snapping her awake. Xiao Huasheng, if you drink it, you won't be able to leave. Her eyes widened in bewilderment. Can't leave? What do you mean? You're in the trial of illusion. Your memories are gone. If you don't overcome the trial of carnal desire, you'll be trapped here forever. In disbelief, she pushed him away haughtily. You think I believe that? He met her defiance. Then leave. She grew frustrated. You chased away all the blood slaves. How can I leave? She continued to stand proudly. Even if what you say is true, would a dignified, holy, venerable starve to death? What difference does it make where I am? He replied calmly, true enough. Then he unbuttoned his shirt, revealing his toned physique and alluring appearance. He suddenly beckoned her, come. Filled with a sense of satisfaction, she lunged forward and bit him. Outside the door, the flood dragon smelled blood, the scent of blood. Tan Yen, it roared in alarm. Have you gone mad? Do you have a grudge against her or something? Do you not want her to get out? Tan Yen responded with indulgent arrogance. It's just a flimsy illusion. If she wants to play, I'll play along. You think you can trap us? He snapped his fingers smugly. Meanwhile, Han Suo Fei was leisurely sipping tea, when something suddenly plopped into his cup. He turned his head in surprise, spitting out the tea in shock. The carnal desire illusion is broken. What did Xiao Huasheng do in there? The flood dragon exclaimed, as expected of Lord Tan Yen, an enemy that so many experts had to die to seal. Ugh, am I crazy? How can I admire the one who oppressed me? Seeing Xiao Huasheng emerge from the broken illusion, Han Suo Fei asked anxiously, forced opening of the formation? What did you do? Embarrassed by the memory of the awkward scene, Xiao Huasheng evaded the question. I don't know. I forgot. He observed, it seems you have a special affinity. The trial of illusion intentionally let you escape. She quickly agreed. Makes sense. I think so too. The flood dragon scoffed to itself. Special affinity my ass. It's a karmic debt. They're just afraid of that old devil's power. Han Suo Fei continued, introducing the